You know what's crazy is trying to get this live stream set up, waiting for you guys and gals, for you ladies and gentlemen, folks, clients, friends, family, artistic family, peoples, freaks, all of you out there, everybody listening, everybody watching, everybody already getting spicy in the comments section. Hopefully everything's coming in loud and clear. The cameras are working, and glad that we're here and not too super duper late. At least I made it within the hour. So I apologize for being a little bit late, but thanks for being here, and let's get it on. So tonight's going to be a good night. I try my best to be on time, and you know what? Sometimes it's just life, right? So thanks, guys, for conversing already in the comments section. Brody, what's up? Casey, Mandy, Rochelle, Dambria, the OGs, thanks for being on here. Looks like you're already getting to know each other. We got Shoku on here. I'm not sure who that is. Shoku, let us know where you're watching this from, who you are, what's up. Where are you watching? Where are you commenting from? You don't have to give super details, but any of you new people, folks, ladies and gentlemen, that are new to the show and aren't used to the show, you will be. And anyway, let's get this party started. Let's see. It's going to be a little interesting. I'll tell you that right now. And hello, Natalie. Thanks for that very much. One thing that's interesting is I swear just the other day I fixed my audio. Let's see if I can do this. It's going to be weird. I fixed my audio device that gives me my sound effects, and then it's broken again. Per usual. Let's see if I fixed it. Yeah, got nothing. That's lame. Let's see if I can do something about this. I really like my sound effects, and it's really hard to run the show without it because I just love it so much. Let's see here. Yeah, and it's not doing its thing. I don't know why. It should be 100%, and it just isn't. Let's try this real fast. Let's see if we could reboot it. Thanks for sticking with me. Half the time, the reason why I'm a little late is just technical difficulties. If you could see the headache, I try not to. If I had hair, I'd be ripping it out half the time. Thank goodness I don't, because I will tell you, I got nothing. That's kind of lame too, because I really like this sound effects board. So it's gone today. We're going to be stuck with this. That's it. That's all we're going to get today, and some boring crickets, some of this, and a little bit of joke. So anyway, all right, let's ignore that. I have a lot of responses from the Q&A. I'm sorry, for the questions asked and me to respond. Man, I'm looking good on camera. Has anybody mentioned that yet? If not, I'm going to kick you guys off. Dambria, thank you. Everything looks good. Casey saying, been a rough day. Ready for some positivity. Let's do it. Leave the roughness behind you and the artistic freedom in front of you. Rochelle says, sad about the soundboard. I got to fix it. I just don't understand. Let's see. Yeah, I got nothing. That's really system audio. Yeah, it's not that. It's really weird because it was working. I hear an echo. Anyway, it was working recently. I had it fixed, and now it's not working. So it's very, very frustrating. And if I sit here and mess with it anymore for too long, it will probably drive me crazy. So I got to be really careful. Yeah, there's nothing. Nada. No nada. But I do have a couple of fun things for us. Not super fun, but I got some music. If I need some music and get so dramatic. Nice long day. Mandy, what's up? We hear you loud and clear, Joshy. It's been a long time since I've been on here. Mandy, thanks for joining us. You know this is a Q&A, so you can ask me anything. I will be straight with you. We have plenty of Ask Me Anythings that have been sent in today, so we're in for it. Shoku is saying, was just watching YouTube, your podcast, and saw you went live. I'm from Cali as well. Nice content. Thanks, man. Thanks for being on here. I was hoping you were somebody that I knew. Similar name, but he's a local rollerblader, if you will. And I like to make fun of him for freebooting, just for shits and gigs. Okay, let's see here. What are you guys doing here in the comments? What's up, Christy? Thanks for being on here. Casey says, you chose a picture with her mouth open this time. Still looking good. You know what? I just chose a picture that I had, and it was ready. I've literally not had... Some of you might not believe it, and that's okay. Let's turn this music down, although I like it. I like the background music. You might not always believe this, but watch. I'm going to show you something. Okay, there it is. There's the first time I've stopped today and took a breath. Actually, maybe even this week. So hang in with me, folks. Maddie says, I don't want to say I'm loving the glasses on you. I do want to say I'm loving the glasses on you. Thank you, Mandy. They're just UV glasses or blue light glasses, but I do love them. They hide my my money makers. They hide the age. Dang, David, I'm sorry to hear that. That when she was a teenager, she used to live on a houseboat, and she used to date this boy next door, but they eventually drifted apart. That sucks. But you know what? At the same time, that's actually really cool. It's kind of quiet, huh? Thanks, guys, for being on here. Okay, so you guys can send the questions if you want. I'm going to get to the first one, and while I do that, I'm going to show you a surprise that was given to me recently that I'm actually really excited about. Well, obviously, because it's, well, the best kind of gifts ever. I actually got a few, but I won't be able to show them all. Do you guys like the music? Is it too much? Just let me know. So we're going to get to the first response here real quick right out of the gate. See how fast we can get to these things. This is actually an interesting one. This is, I believe, coming from Facebooky. Let's see here. No, this is coming from Instagram. This is, what's the fanciest thing you own? That's ironic that you ask. And while you ask that, I'm going to play some background music. Okay, D'Ambria, thank you. Pretty awesome. By the way, guys, Kim's on here. Kim, what is up? Hello, beautiful people. Hello, right back to you, Kim. Thanks for being on here. Kim, you're awesome. So if you guys want to shout out to Kim and say hello, give her some love tonight. She is, I believe, in a, I don't want to say predicament. I won't give anything away. Kim, if you want to share, that's up to you. I'll put you on the spot. But Kim is, let's say, what's the word? She's solo at the moment and missing her probably family and, of course, us and your family here. So if you guys want to send her some love, Kimmy is on here and listening. So send her that. Or American flags, that's totally fine. I just don't have my damn soundboard today. Sending diamonds, sending happy faces. Yeah, maybe we'll have to hold off on the flags today since I don't have sound effects. But that's totally okay. So the first question is, what's the fanciest thing I own? You know what? That's really convenient that you asked at such a time, because right now I'm going to show you a gift. This is the question. What's the fanciest thing you own? Don't look at my phone, by the way. You don't want to see that. So here we go. It's not the fanciest thing I own, but this is super, super awesome. And let's turn it this way. This is a proud moment just because it's exciting. I won't read you the card. You know what I will do though? Is I will use this today. There we go. And that will be for my drink. So this is the fanciest thing I own right now in this moment at this desk. We're going to open it with you guys because this is how I like to start off my show. This is Liberty Cigars, brought to you by a special friend that gifted this to me. I don't want to ruin this box. And I'll tell you what, Sheldon's going to be very, let's turn to the right. I can't read, so who knows if it's upside down. Sheldon's going to be very disappointed that he's not here to enjoy this right now. But I'm going to show you exactly the kind of love I get to receive from wonderful people. Look at that. Just look at that. So the question is, what was the fanciest thing I own? The fanciest thing, and I'll give you the honest answer. The fanciest thing I own is wonderful people in my life that are not just gift givers, because who doesn't love gift, but just people that are wonderful. I have wonderful people in my life, and I say it all the time, but I think it's not shared enough because it's easy to share negativity, but it's really hard to share positivity because it's not sometimes as satisfying for people to complain about or for people to share. So I like to remind people all the time that my life is full of absolutely wonderful people. Many of you are here tonight, and I appreciate you dearly. So Kim, for example, my life wouldn't be the same without you. If any of you guys got to go to my grand opening party, you could blame her for a lot of it. That was years ago. If you guys have ever been to the shop or been tattooed by me in the last few years, and you've enjoyed the shop and what it's provided for you, or you've been tattooed by somebody in the shop, then you can thank Kim. It's a long story. Maybe I'll share it one day, but you can blame her for me having keys to that building. Rochelle, thank you. It's awesome. Okay, so let's see here. Yes, and by the way, it is Sheldon's mother's birthday, so Happy birthday, Sheldon's mom. She's wonderful. She's an absolutely amazing person. So I'm going to need your help a little bit here with the fanciest thing, which is you guys, but I'm trying to figure out which one I should smoke. I guess I couldn't give you all the names. Maybe I'll just start with Washington. I got Benjamin Franklin over here. It's the Founders series. So check this out. Look at that. Look at this. I mean, you just look at it. You ever seen those videos? Just look at it. That's amazing, right? So this is my recent gift. It's going to take me at least a couple of days to smoke those. But take a picture. Ready? Okay. I'm in a mood. This happens. This happens when you guys show up, even though I'm in here all by myself. Kim says, thanks, Josh. Not in jail, just super sick. Hopefully home this week. Love you. It would be awesome if you're home this week, and I would love to see you. Yes, so I love you, and I hope you're feeling a little better and joining us here tonight. Casey's saying the event at Jerry Brown's was so much fun, so Casey was there, so you could blame Kim for that, Casey. Mandy's saying, did Sheldon get those for you? No, Sheldon has never, I believe, bought me a cigar, at least not a collection. But if Sheldon were here, but he's not, so there's that, then we'd be sharing these together. So, okay, let's see. It's a draw, pun intended. Let's see here. Who do we got? So Washington, I think should be first. Mr. Putnam, we got Putnam on here. We got all the it's the Founder series. So this is the Founding Fathers. I'm sure we got John Hancock. I don't see him in here, but let's see. It's a fun name. Oh, did I just pick it up? No, I don't know what that says. It's hard to see. Anyway, so I don't know which one I should smoke. I'm thinking, is this Benny? This is Ben Franklin, and this is Mr. Washington. Fuck, that's a stick right there. Look at this. Look at the size of those bad boys. So we got Washington. This is like a show right now for cigars or something, but man, shit makes me happy. It doesn't come in. There we go. I'll figure it out. It's reversed on camera. So there we go. We got Benny over here. We got Washi over here. Which one should I smoke? Fatty or skinny? Fatty or, don't be offended, guys. If that offends you, get the fuck off here. All right. So fatty or skinny? Washington or Franklin? You guys let me know which one I should smoke here. Next question is, this is cute. This is coming from Instagram. Are you available to pierce my tongue again next Wednesday? Yes, I'm going to say the name. I'm Paris. Yes, I am available to pierce your said tongue. Should be pretty easy. But you're going to have to call the shop. So side note, a lot of times people, especially through DMs or through social media, try to get a hold of me. And even though I am currently here on social media, the problem is it gets buried. Your comments, your responses. I do my best to respond, but it's impossible. I do my best, and it's just still not enough. So if you guys want appointments or any of the said features of my shop, including myself, or attention, you're going to have to pay for it. You're going to have to call the shop. You're going to have to come in. We are trying to hire a secretary right now. We're doing lots of interviews. We've met wonderful, amazing people so far. Actually, a couple of follow-up interviews even. So hopefully that pans out. That way you guys can get better, quickly respondedly people. You guys can get responded to quicker and more efficiently. Sachi's saying the fatty. So there's one for Washington. Christy's saying got to smoke a fatty. So there's two for Washington. Heidi, what's up, Heidi? Thanks for being on here. She's sending the hearts and the flag, so maybe that's a thumbs up for fatty too. So which one, Washington or Franklin? Like some Benny, but I think Washington deserves it. Okay, so anyway, the question was, am I available for a tongue piercing next week? Of course. So I am Paris. Go ahead and call the shop during the business hours, and or go through the email, and that's the best way to do it. Or come in and set something up with us. Okay, next question is also come from Instagram. A few of these will be from Instagrammy. Do you have a favorite saying? Not just yes. What is it? Do I have a favorite saying? Yes. So do I have a favorite saying? Not really. I mean, it changes, right? Like right now, especially if you're in the shop, the saying is, that's life. That's what we've been saying. I think it started with Samurai. So it looks like, by the way, fatty is the key, you know. Sheldon, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you were here, this would be all yours. Your name is literally written on this, Benjamin Franklin. So, Founding Father series, we're going to open this Washington and have a nice little time. See how she smokes. Last week, you saw it fail completely with the smoke that I'd had. It just did not work out. We retired it early, but let's pray that this day is better and different. There we go. Got the V cutter ready to go. Not always recommended, but because this is mine, I can do what the fuck I want. I'm really sorry that you guys had to see that. God. Whew, this is going to be a good day. Nothing like a little V cut. Okay, let's see what happens here. That's a bad boy right there. Get this Washington lit up. So do I have a favorite saying? I don't think so. I think you guys would actually be a better judge of character of whether or not I have a favorite saying. Maybe you guys can chime in. Do I have a favorite saying? If I have a favorite saying, what is it? Because I really don't think I know, but maybe you guys hear it a lot. There's probably lots of phrases and quotes and things that I use all the time, but my favorite? God, I think that just has to change with time. It's kind of a boring answer, and I wish it wasn't, but that's all I got. That's good. Toasting that bad boy. Yeah, that's a nice one. So usually you want this draw to come, you actually want it to come out of the humidor, but since these were gifts and I want to smoke one right away, I don't have time to humidify them. I think that's the right way to put it. Brody Jade is saying, getting it, fuck shit up. You know what? I think you might be right. That's definitely one of my favorite sayings. There you go. Fuck shit up. It's one of the best. It's the best way to attack life in a lot of ways. Daber says, isn't smoking a cigar like smoking 70 cigarettes? I would say it's nothing like that. I would imagine that 60 cigarettes would be like this big, and that'd be really hard to smoke. Or if it was 70 each and they each took a minute, that'd be 70 minutes and maybe a little over an hour, and this only takes about 45 minutes. So, no, nothing like it. Being difficult. Casey says, he got it wet. It might just stay lit for him. That's what you got to do. It cuts better. If it's your cutter and only your cutter, other than that, never do that. And yes, getting it wet helps. When doesn't it? Michelle's on here. What's up, Michelle? Since you're here, you know what I have to do. Michelle, you know what I have to do. Linda, if you're out there, if you're listening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're my favorite. You're my favorite, Linda. Okay. Okay, you guys are getting spicy in the comments. I like this. Okay, next question is, what is something simple that makes your heart smile? My heart smile? I mean, that's kind of like a large request to ask of such a man. What's something simple that makes my heart smile? The heck? Something simple that makes my heart smile. Fudge me. Well, I don't know, and this is just the first thing that came to mind. The first thing that came to mind was my artist Peach at the shop. Good old Peachy Keen. Peach is one of those kinds of people she's actually very funny. She can be bratty and she can be bossy, but she's very funny. And when she snorts at her own jokes or snorts at anybody's jokes or at anything at all, especially from across the room when working in the shop, that definitely, that can be it. Oh, I got another one. See, we're on a roll. So thanks for asking the question. What is something simple that makes your heart smile? Number one, Peachy snorting when she laughs. Two, like today, I had a friend of mine, a client of mine, come in and stop by just to say hi, kind of like what you would do, I guess, at a barbershop in a social setting. And what's nice is Mark is an old war veteran. He's a Vietnam vet, and I've talked about him before on here. He's actually bought me some of the whiskey that I drink here in actually Old Forester. What was it? It was the Dead Rabbit, I believe. Could be wrong. Anyway, Mark is a wonderful guy, and something that makes my heart smile was the question. I hope my heart doesn't fucking smile. That'd be weird. I might die. But Mark is an old war vet and served his time in this country and became a chef afterwards. Loves what he does. A super big sweetheart. I think he's like 70. I actually did a video on him once. I've talked about him multiple times. When he stops in the shop just to say hi, to tell me about his day, that he's got meat at home cooking, on the rotisserie going. He's got stopped in next door to have a watch fixed, and he's just on his way home to finish his dinner, and just wanted to pop in and say hi. Something about that. Decode it yourself, but something about that. That's one of them. Next question comes from Instagram. What states you'd like to see? What states? A state of happiness, state of satisfaction, state of peace. That's the kind of states I'd like to see. Danbury saying, we need Peach and the Legend on the show. Two amazing gals. Thank you for saying that. They are absolutely amazing gals, 100%. And I do agree they should be on the show. But we'll see. I'd love to get Peach on here. Matter of fact, she'd be great because she would just have a grand old time. Mandy's saying the same thing. I'll let her know you guys send the love. Okay, so the real answer, states you'd like to see, all of them, every single one of them. In America, specifically, Merck. I'd like to see all the states. So there's my answer for that one. I am smoking the Washington out of this presidential series. I'm sorry, out of this founders series from Liberty Cigars. So Washington, D.C. would be cool, just to see the capital. That would be, I would think, important to do. Okay. Next question. We got a lot of them, so we're going to blow through some of these. Calm down. Okay. On a relaxing camping trip, what are your must-have meals? Well, that would depend on what kind of camping trip and where and how long. To be honest, when I go camping, I think one of the keys to camping and having a great time is simplicity, and I think people really overcomplicate it. I do have an answer. Gosh, see, I like to build it up because then the answers come to me better. What trips are a must-have meal? I'm sorry. On your camping trips, what's a must-have meal? Breakfast. I don't really eat breakfast, especially at home. But when I'm camping, something about cooking bacon in the mountains is different. The air, I don't know what it is. Same grill I can use at home, but in the mountains, and it changes everything. So that's my answer is breakfast. Bacon, eggs, and pancakes, and some sort of fruit. Blueberries preferably, or bananas, or both. Strawberries are just fine too, but blueberries are one of my favorites in the mountains too. For some reason, it just hits different. So anyway, that's my meal right there. That's the meal I don't like to live without when camping. It makes me want to take a nap. That's why I don't eat it while I'm at home trying to be productive. Otherwise, I'd be half asleep right now and fatter. But I do it when I'm camping because it's quite a luxury. So that's the meal I can't live without. Good question, though. I like that. On a relaxing camping trip, what are your favorite must-have meals? Well, that would be it. But to be honest with you, I think the best meal camping is the simplest meal a lot of times, especially if you're going by yourself. Casey's agreeing. She's saying, oh, my God, breakfast while camping is the best. I agree. And, yeah, I also don't like breakfast most days either. Brody's saying she misses the shop episodes. We'd only see her hand. We'll get her on here. One day she will be on. She's agreed. She'll be on here, just not today. So, yeah, camping food. The thing is about camping, there's probably some people on here that want to go camping, that like camping, haven't camped maybe in a while or maybe ever. And the truth is everybody brings way too much shit. I see these glampers, and even if they're living in a tent, doing it rough, which is not rough. A tent is very comfortable. So you see them bring everything from home, which is not the point. I mean, do it if you want. I'm just saying. Spending half your time cleaning and unpacking and finding things and getting things ready and putting it in your car, even though the process is half of the fun, not an overwhelming, unnecessary process. Don't do that. Bring some sandwiches. If it's a weekend, bring some damn sandwiches. Okay, ladies, just saying. I don't know what your aversion is in your new, I was trying to be rude. I was going to be very careful there. But in your new feminist ways, you feminists out there, just bring some damn sandwiches. What's the aversion to making sandwiches? How come nobody brings sandwiches anymore? Oh, gosh. I had to say it. Food in the mountains is always better, says Natalie. I always take cold fried chicken. You know what? You're right. When it's out there, it's something a little different. Yes, Dambria, the pork chorizo, like a breakfast burrito. It's just amazing. Mike's on here. What's up, Mike? Thanks for joining us. Let's get a little spicy. Get in the comment section. Yeah, Mikey. We'll see you tomorrow, Mike. By the way, Mike, you're going to see one of the candidates tomorrow for the receptionist position if you stay late enough. How long do you clean your mess when you cook up there? Landy, my mess gets cleaned up fast as shit because when I'm cooking breakfast, I mean, everything's built into my van. One day we'll do an episode showing you. It's all built into my van, and so it's real fast. And I do flat griddles, which is real easy to clean. When you're done cooking, just scrape it and then use some water in a paper towel or a rag and do a nice steam wash afterwards, like a nice little rinse. You do that, you can't go wrong. It's so nice. No Town's on here. What's up, No Town? Thanks for joining us. Mike says, I like my loofah and cocoa butter. I'd say keep that to yourself. Who's working in the shop? Damer says the painting that Legend was working on at the shop is amazing. Yes, it is. And she's getting close to being done with it. I'm excited. It's actually a painting of Samurai. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. She's incredible. Michelle says camping is the best. I agree. Michelle, what's a meal? Actually, all of you. What is a meal? Why does this sound so... Does this sound echoey to you guys? Let me see. Let's see if we can turn this up. This might be too much for y'all. Does this sound okay? It sounds weird in my headphones. But you guys let me know what your meal is when camping. Like, what's something that you just salivate over? Let me know. Let me know. Mike says, I have a hot day at 6, bro. An amazing woman. That's awesome. Build her up more. Make yourself feel small. Jeez. I'm just kidding. Okay. So, okay, good. It sounds good. That's nice. Awesome. We'll get to the next question in a second. You guys do not be mad at me. I'm going to do a quick solid. I promise this is not going to be long. It's going to be only a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds. But stay with me. Give me a minute. Not even that. Give me 30 seconds. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to put you on an intermission with a little bit of music as well, too, so you don't have to be so lonely. But I'll be right back. You guys stay put.
What's
up, Shelly?
What's up, fucker? Intermission. I like it.
Fuck yeah. I didn't say nothing about you being on.
I never seen nothing like this, and I went to that Pink Floyd concert, and he had intermission, bro.
No way.
I've never seen that at a concert in my life.
No way.
Intermission at a concert.
20 people watching. Pick one. Actually, you might have to pick one live.
Hi. Who?
I just showed him off. Locked front.
I did.
All right, Shelly, come sit. What's up, man?
You need a hug first?
Yeah, let me fix this. I'll just hug you. Yeah, just hug me. It's your mom's birthday, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we got that. I took her out to eat.
Nice. Mic check. Mic check. All right, Shelly, you ready? Sheldon, do you love me? A lot? You're my bro. All right, guess what, guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen? If you didn't already know, let me put these on so I can... You know what? I guess I don't really have to have the mic headphones on. I'm doing it anyway. I got extra arms. There we go. So we're gonna have to make this a little bit wider of a shot. Make me look skinny. We got an extra seat here for the one and only Shelly Bear. We need a stage name for you.
Woo!
So what he's gonna do actually is pick one of these Founder Series cigars and join us.
Founder Series.
And by the way, if you want to use those headphones on the side, those are all for you. Let's get this situated, man. This is cool. This is cool. All right. I think we are somewhat organized.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm taking
Yeah.
a bite of one.
Danbury says, pour that drink and fire it up.
Salute.
Casey says he smelled the cigars. And you're right. He smelled the cigars and came running. You look like you're on a laptop. Like a computer nerd.
You're the computer nerd.
Sheldon's over there controlling the show. Mike said your stage name is Buck Naked. You guys want to see Sheldon naked? I'll pull up a video and we can watch it.
Please do not.
You know what's going to be cool is this session, instead of watching videos like we did the previous time, which was really fun, actually really fun. That was fucking awesome. Why is it so fun to watch our videos of ourselves?
Because you do a good job videoing.
That's fucking right. Attaboy.
I need a different cutter.
You also need a microphone. You don't like the V?
This one?
The V cutter? Oh, no. Yeah, you don't want to use that.
No.
There's one back there. Look, straight behind you. Okay, so Sheldon's going to help us with answering the questions, but if you guys have any questions directed towards him directly, then send them and let's get going. Okay, here we go. Next question. Sheldon, you're going to have to help me with this. Oh, this is not a question. This is actually a statement, but that's okay. Let's do. So the next question is, when has music most moved your soul?
I didn't even like music till I was 13.
You didn't like music till you were 13? I don't think most people found themselves, really getting into music until a little bit later.
Yeah, I didn't like. My brother was a big metalhead, and I just couldn't get into it until I heard Pink Floyd. I was about 13, without words, just like sympathy,
Right.
and I was like, wow. And I've been hooked ever since. I was just telling you about Pink Floyd concert.
That's cool. Yeah, Pink Floyd. I think Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. Is that out? Here. Is some? This is with love.
Okay.
This is Linda.
Okay. Thank you, Linda.
See, we got it going on. Anyway, yeah, music is interesting because you don't really find it till a little later on in your life, and I think mine was about 13 as well. Maybe 14 is when I really got into it, and what really started it was Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, you like that evil.
Dude, I like that dark shit that makes you just want to die. Rochelle said Pink Floyd is my all-time favorite band.
That's right. Shell's the one that told me that there were two of them. And I said, what? And I got online and I found the tickets and bought them. Thank you, Shell.
There you go. So the real question is, though, when has music most moved your soul?
I would say then. Because it didn't even have words. I just like the symphony.
Just a little closer. I know it's hard when you're smoking and a microphone, but do your thing. I'll help you out. I got your back. This is good. This is actually really good, by the way. Liberty Cigars, you guys are fucking amazing. Gift giver of said Liberty Cigars. I'm just going to be honest. I don't even care whether you guys want to stay anonymous or not. But Natalie, thank you very much for the cigars.
Natalie. Very good cigar.
Speaking of Natalie, I don't know if you know this, Natalie, but everybody in the shop loves you. And every time they see you, they're like, invite her back. I'm like, guys, she has a life too. I think. Let's see something. I'm going to try to do something a little different today. I've never done this before. By the way, my answer to the music thing is pretty straightforward. When has music most moved my soul? I like to ask a question and then take a couple of draws so it looks like I'm
Contemplating.
So, when has music most moved my soul? Is actually when I play it myself, like my own songs. Like my music when I'm playing guitar and singing.
I love when you play for me.
Hell yeah, you do. Just get the guitar.
What was her name?
Careful. Okay. Careful. Let's do this here.
Giselle.
Oh, Jocelyn?
Jocelyn.
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 That was a good song. That was a good day. That was a good night. Everybody's wondering now. You're just leaving them hanging. What the heck? Let's see here. I'm saying.
Jocelyn, baby.
Let's see here. Ready? Okay, there we go. All right, so that's actually my answer. Is my own music is what really touches me. To be honest, I play. I used to think artists were like really full of themselves for saying this, but when I started tattooing, I kind of lost my. When I started tattooing as a career, it really lost its ability to be my passion because it became a job. So I kind of lost that creative something. It like satisfied me before in a way that was different than when it became my career, and I had to take it more professional because more of it used to just be more of like a passion. Tattooing.
Okay.
So once I lost that passion in tattooing and it became my job, which is totally fine, it's no bad thing. Then music became the thing I clinged to as like my expression, if you will. And so not only did it become the thing I clung to, but it started satisfying me in ways that drawing and making pictures never could.
Yeah. I can see that.
Like, I don't think there's a painting out there that moves me anywhere near what a song can. Although that's not what it's for.
Songs are deep.
Like, if you were to say you could pick your one favorite painting and you can have it forever, or one favorite song and have it forever.
There's so many more songs out there that you like.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I don't think paintings are as important to me as music is. So that's interesting.
I couldn't even pick one painting.
Mandy says they really are the dynamic duo, Casey. I need like a Batman sound. Natalie says, thank you for permanently marking me with breathtaking art. You're welcome, and it is my pleasure. Mandy loves watching us interact. She loves watching us interact. You should have seen us off camera. And yes, Natalie, also, by the way, thank you very much for the gifts. I appreciate
Is
it.
that the Natalie, the Coots?
This the Coots right there.
I've never met her.
Not yet, but you will. I didn't say you referred to artist, Stephanie. Lost, Mikey. I don't know what you're talking about. Sending his work. It's not amazing. It's not what? Sorry, that was a lot. It was me.
Mikey left a comment this morning on my mom's deal. It was funny.
Yeah.
He said, if you need bail money out again, let me know.
That's funny.
It was hilarious.
Amanda is saying she's sorry to have me to reschedule. Amanda, don't worry about it. We'll hook you up. You've been a very loyal customer, and I appreciate you too. So no worries. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'm trying to get into Amanda.
What, you're trying to get into Amanda?
No, the appointment.
Oh, you're trying to get in also.
I'm trying to get in.
I could have swore you just said you're trying to get into Amanda. I'm trying to get into Amanda.
Never met her.
That don't change it. That don't change it one bit. All right, so let's get to the next question.
Could happen.
Okay, next question is, can I be your first Patreon?
What?
If you want to be my first Patreon, I don't know if she means patron or Patreon. Patreon is an account I'll be setting up for donations, and it's going to be to support the show so I could do more, have more people on, maybe even build up funds to be able to fly people out and have like different guests and shit. But that'll be in the future.
Do it.
But she might mean patron, which is, can I be your first patron? And if that means your first patron in, I don't know what that is regarding, but maybe me building a new shop, a new studio, a new location. I'm not going to give any more information. That's it. That's all you get. Then yes, it's very possible. But one way to get up to date news, guys, especially once I get my,
I feel like I'm gonna be building a new show.
so once I, this is part of the plan. We've been talking about this for years. So yeah, you can. If you guys want to be updated on any news, whether it's courses, classes, things I do, appointments, new changes, or events in the possible future, especially once I get a receptionist, I'm going to be able to do a lot more and handle more, be on top of things a lot more as a business. And what that also means is if you want the new updated information, it's going to be not as regularly scheduled, but in the future, more regularly scheduled through the newsletter on the website. If you go to the website, you can find the newsletter, sign up, get all that info. Done. That was a good commercial. That was a really good commercial.
That was a commercial.
Dambrius said, "Did Sheldon get the rock I made him?" And no, he has not been to the shop yet.
Negative. I'm slacking.
Okay, we got a lot of questions. You ready?
No.
What are some questions you hate not having the answers to?
All your questions.
Okay, so Sheldon,
Fuck.
what are questions you hate not having the answer to? Math. Math is hard.
I'm pretty good at math.
Well, that's good. That's why I have you. That's why we work out. I mean, not like physically we don't work out. Why do you keep doing this?
I work out.
Maybe
I work out.
he thinks that the microphone is here, but it's here.
Where?
It's
Right
weird. Yeah, it's front. It's a front-facing diaphragm. Get close. Let's do it. Ready? Me and you. Yeah. We're getting beastly. We're getting wild. We don't even care at this point.
I don't.
We don't. We both don't.
We.
I don't. Do you?
You know my-
Okay. So, what are some questions you hate not having the answers to? Oh, okay. I got real good answers for you. You'll be bored as shit, just like me, when I'm trying to answer these questions. I hate not having the answers to where on health websites, city websites, or government damn websites where I need licenses, registrations, and things that are necessary for me to operate a business, and it's not so clear and easy to find.
Disability.
No, not disability, but
That is one of the most.
for you,
pain in the
yeah, no,
ass.
that kind of shit. that is it right there. That stuff is
3 times in the last 3 years. And
so frustrating.
I'm pretty good at it now.
It's so frustrating.
Anybody need help with disability? I got it down.
You should start a business, helping people out, get some commissions in there, start
Yeah.
hurting people, and then hire them.
Yeah, I could fucking browse through that fucking website pretty good now.
Brody said, "I love how much you guys smile and giggle." Okay, so those are the things I hate not having answers to. Is that I hate websites, especially through the government. Anything government or city or county is so unbelievably frustrating. Like, for example, I need not a resale license. There's a different one, but it's not so easy to find the information. There's different types of license regarding that, the resale of products. And good luck trying to find it. And I maybe just am computer illiterate, but their sites and all their functions just piss me off.
What happens if you don't have it?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Okay, next question is funniest family memory. Funniest family memory.
Go ahead.
How about Levi?
Oh, shit. That is a great one.
That was real good. Real good. You want to tell it?
I'll let you tell
You
it.
tell it differently than I do because I remember it slightly differently. I'll say it and then you correct me in whatever it is you think
Okay,
happened.
go ahead.
So we're watching a movie, and at some point, we got the kids with us. They're little. It's a scary movie.
And my son is very, very sensitive.
Very sensitive to scary stuff. So
He didn't want to watch it at all.
I think somebody went outside, and he had forgotten.
No, he had went outside.
So he went outside. See, I don't remember now because I could have swore he went to the back door, but somebody was actually outside.
Okay, I'll tell the story.
Okay, go.
So first of all, he didn't want to watch it, and it was what is that clown movie? It.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
The new one.
It's a great
and
movie.
he was like, "Dad, I do not want to watch it. I do not want to watch it." My daughter was like, "I want to watch it," and then his kids were like, "It's okay. We're here." Blah blah blah. And we're in the middle of the movie or whatever. And he's like, "Dad, I gotta pee." He likes to pee outside. He goes outside and pees, and he comes in. And so for me, I'm on the couch, and for me, the door is that way.
You're right. I remember.
And the kitchen is over here.
Yep.
Well, he comes through, and then Isabel was walking to go outside. Well, when you open the door, you can't see what's coming from the kitchen. And he comes in, and he shut the door. Well, she opened it, and all I heard was, "Ah!" And he fucking flew into
It was
my
the loudest little boy scream I've ever heard
little
in my
girl
life.
scream.
Little
I've
girl
ever-
scream out of a little boy.
because he didn't see her, and that door opened right after he shut it, and he fucking flew into my arms like fucking.
He fucking yeah. He was so adrenaline dumped that he bounced from the door to the couch on your lap, screaming bloody murder.
Yeah, he was crying.
We were laughing so hard.
It was funny. It was sad. It was sad.
Yeah, I felt bad, but I was having a hard time holding this together.
That was a funny one.
So one time, Isabel, I've said this story before, but this is a good family moment. So all the kids are swimming in the pool. The whole family's around the pool. Nice summer day. I walk outside. I'm being a jackass. We're barbecuing, having probably a birthday party or something. And I walk past the pool and just kind of nonchalantly, all the kids are, splashing away. And I just was like, all right, who peed in the pool? Just kind of being silly.
Yeah.
And Isabel just looked down, started crying, and raised her hand. I was like, no, put your hand down.
It was me.
No, I was just kidding. And she just started crying, and I jumped in and saved her, and I felt like a terrible father.
You don't pee in the pool, you ain't cool.
Only cool kids pee in the pool. I need a pool so I can pee in it. Like, why go to the bathroom? I got a pool. Davier says, so we're going to skip over the going to for pie question.
Me and her are supposed to go get pie
Where?
at Jones' store.
That's special.
It
That's
is
some special shit.
Well, ever since I went with you and you told me how great it was, I've been wanting to go, and she's like the only one down to go.
Yeah, that place, though I doubt that's true, but yeah, that place is
No,
amazing.
But yeah, so she's been keeping me informed when the road was open,
Yeah.
and yeah, I want to go have some pie, but it has to be an early deal, right?
Yeah, I think you have to be there. Mostly, I think it's weekends, but you got to be there before like noon or 1. Otherwise, they could run out and
Out of pie.
yeah, they run out and they're done. They make a certain amount and that's it.
No soup for you.
Rochelle says she also is sensitive to scary movies. That I didn't know, but we don't really watch scary movies together, so that's interesting. I'm not really as much into them. Isabel loves them.
Yes, Bell.
Let's see. I don't want to miss any of these. You guys are all on here. This is awesome. Landy, thanks for being with us. I think I already said that, but either way, guys, much love. Thanks for being here.
Bring some back. Pie? Bring some pie back?
Christy says, I hope you had permission to tell that one. It's precious, though. For either one of us, we didn't have permission.
For Levi? Yeah, he'll hate me for that one.
Kim says, all about the fatty. I'm smoking the fatty. Sheldon, what'd you pick?
Kimmy. Fuck, I don't know.
Would you pick? You peeled this guy. Putnam. I brought that out earlier, actually. Putnam. He's smoking the old Putnam.
Hi, Kimmy. How are you?
Kimmy, what's up?
I've been waiting to go. No, I'm waiting on Sheldon. Everybody was waiting on me.
This is a very similar question. Fondest and funniest trip with siblings.
Siblings. I don't do nothing.
It could be at any point in life. Fondest and funniest. That's hard to come up with.
I don't have fondest and funniest. I have horrific
Okay, that would be a font.
and nightmares.
Tell us one. As long as it doesn't start with
No.
one time we were doing that.
I'm not saying any of these fucking stories. My siblings are out of control.
Natalie says, Sheldon, I met you when Peach was tattooing my hummingbird.
Really?
He remembers.
I got a bad memory, Natalie. I'm sorry.
Danbury, where are you and Sheldon going to pie at? Did I not hear? Mandy, you're coming too. So Kim says, I hate my life, Dale. Well, Kim,
Dale,
we love your life.
you'll be all right.
Fondest and funniest trip with siblings. That's such a hard one. I don't know how to answer it because that's two. Like the fondest with siblings.
What kind of trip?
Yeah, what kind of trip? Like a psychedelic trip?
I got a couple of those.
I got a lot of trips with siblings, but I have so many. They're so simple. Like the answer is simple. Like I don't really remember a whole lot, but
Next question.
Sheldon's not going to say. I'm just going to, since Rochelle's on here. One of the trips, if she remembers, was Easter when we had these huge blow up Easter bunnies. Each one of us had a different colored one. Me, her, and Jennifer. That was amazing. And then also Rochelle, if you remember the watermelon festivals we used to go to when we were little, and we just run around like chickens with their head cut off, and it was just so fun to have freedom because you go into these like areas that were like blocked off and barricaded for the event, so the parents kind of just let you run wild,
Oh yeah.
and it felt like freedom. You guys did you ever get that when you were little? You got a little taste of freedom?
Yeah, we used to go to what's it called right there? Clovis High. What's the stadium called? La Monica.
I don't know.
I think it's La Monica Stadium, but they used to have fireworks on 4th of July there, and
Okay.
they had all these booths of you could win tickets and trade them in for prizes or buy fucking kettle corn and cotton candy and all that shit, and our parents, fuck, I don't even remember seeing our parents. You know what I mean?
But did you ever get that feeling of like this weird, almost like high feeling of being free? Like you just started running or playing or just going farther than you usually would?
Hell yeah.
You remember that?
were-
I always wondered if
we
that was
were-
like universal, like people experience that or what, but I remember feeling it quite a few times.
'Cause I was like, I think I was 7 years old, and I lived on Cedar and McKinley, and I would take the bus down Cedar to Shaw and to Shaw to Peach, and then that's it. The bus didn't go no more.
Yeah, that
And
was the
then
end.
There was I forget what you call it. It was Clovis, whatever shuttle, and it went all through the neighborhoods to pick up people that in wheelchairs or whatever and take them wherever. And it took hours, but they didn't eventually drop you off at Sierra Vista Mall, and then there's a shuttle from Sierra Vista Mall to Clovis Lakes, which is
Okay.
Wild Water Adventures.
Right.
And then I'd call my buddy, my cousin, and back then when you didn't want them to accept the call, they say leave your name at the blah blah blah, and you're like, I'm here, pick me up.
Oh, yeah.
And so he'd fucking ride his little 70, pick me up, and then take me out to Shawn Academy, and I'd stay with him for the whole summer.
Dude, that's old school shit.
That was fun because we'd float the canal all the way down to Clovis Lakes, get
That's cool.
out, but we had to walk home barefoot, and it was like 2 miles. But that shit was fun, man.
Yeah, those are good ones.
That was some of the funnest times of my life. And kids don't do that no more.
Yeah. No, the kids don't play outside anymore. That's real. Who knows what's going to happen in
They're
the future?
texting Ubers. Can I get a ride?
Yeah. Dad, can you send me a ride? Yeah, no, that's crazy. It's interesting, though, like all the little details that kids will never remember, like Colette calling and just saying that quick message. Hey, I'm out of Albertsons.
Yeah. I'm done. Pick me up.
Yep. Hey, call this phone number. Like,
You have a collect call from.
have
"Hey,
you ever done
I'm
that?
Done, pick me up.
Where you get the phone? Did you know you can get the phone numbers at the phone booths
Yeah.
and memorize? Like, if you write them down and then give them to people and then like number them.
Yeah, and they'll call that phone booth and they'll ring.
Yeah. So I would number them, right? We had like this little code thing
Some
going
of
on.
them- Some of them were.
Right. So like if you found out what the number was, which would cost you money because you had to call and then have caller ID. But if you found out what the number was to each phone, I did this in Oregon City when I
They
lived there.
used to have it on the phone.
Yeah, sometimes. But you could still get the number if you called someone with caller ID. The number would pop up, and then you would number that as like phone number 1, like halfway between me and my friend's house.
We didn't have caller ID.
No,
back
it was
then.
awesome. It was super cool.
We used to
Creative.
We used to do emergency breakthroughs. You ever do that? When you call and it was busy, and you call the operator, you're like, "Can I get an emergency breakthrough?" And they're
I
like,
didn't.
That's a $2 charge. I'm like, "Do it." And then they interrupt the call and say, "Hey, you got an emergency call from Sheldon. Do you accept the call?" And then, bam, you hooked up to whoever.
No
you
shit.
called. Yeah.
I did not know that. I never did it.
Yeah, it was expensive.
Rochelle's bringing up making tree forts, and we didn't have trees. We still made outdoor forts.
That's what's up, Shell.
Yep. We used to do that a lot.
That's what's up.
Rochelle, tell them about the tree fort I made just for me. Chrissy says popcorn to
Popcorn. The fucking.
Call. Oh, that's
time.
right, popcorn.
Time.
Yeah, that's funny. That's
There-
it's so ancient now.
There used to be a sex one. You call it and be like, at the moan, the time will be 3:30.
How was that?
I can't do
Jesus,
it.
that was
You put me
good.
on- you put me on
Wow,
spot.
I'm
You
gonna
put me
I'm
on
gonna
spot.
keep that recording, make a sound bite. You know what? That's gonna be a sound effect. That's gonna be a sound effect. You guys want that as a sound effect?
Nope. Stop it.
That's funny. There used to be one. Do you remember the rejection line?
We're all going for pie.
And we're all going to hell.
Let's make it a group.
Do you remember the rejection line?
No.
So there was a phone number you could give people. It's like a regular local phone number, and someone's recording would pop up, and it's like, if you've reached this number, you've been rejected. Congratulations. You might want to
No.
check in the mirror. You might have zits on your face. You might be smelly. Ask a friend and ask for honesty.
No.
No, it was funny because you would give it to people who you actually didn't want to have your number.
We used to, because when I was 13, my parents put a phone line in my room. We'd call people, and we'd have bets to who could stay on the phone the longest.
Yeah.
With them, and sometimes we'd stay on for hours. You know what I mean? And I actually got a funny story about it, but
Guys, see how much I support this guy?
Maybe I'll say that some other time.
Okay. People probably won't let you off the hook, but let's see if that works. That's pretty funny. Rochelle says, well, she's getting mad at me because I built a tree fort that was too tall for her to get into so that she would leave me alone and I could run away. And it was my only tree fort that was just for me. So I built it so high and the steps were so far apart, she couldn't get up there.
Yeah,
And it was like super high and scary as shit. It was actually really, really sketchy.
that's cool though.
Yep. That's pretty funny. Kelly says, my oldest is 16 and can't imagine being her age in this world. Yeah, it's such an easy, like simple, but very confusing world. It is very different. And Landy's agreeing we're going to keep that recording so we can have a sound effect, a Sheldon sound effect. Yes, that's fucking awesome. Steak bacon? All right, I'm down.
What's that mean?
So let's get to the next question. Interesting. Have you ever tattooed over a spot where previous tattoos have been removed?
I have never.
Are you sure? If you guys didn't know, Isabel's actually tattooed Sheldon before.
Yeah.
My
yeah,
daughter. Kind of cool when she was like, what, 14, 15?
It was, I think when you first opened the shop.
4 years ago? Yeah, so she was like 15.
Yeah.
So I have tattooed over areas where tattoos have been removed, but one thing you have to understand is tattoo removal is not all created equal. It's a process that a professional has to undertake, and if it's done wrong, if it's not done well, it can cause problems, so it's not so easy. But most of the time, it's not a big deal. But it also depends on if the tattoo is scarred, because they can remove the pigment from the tattoo with lasers, but they can't obviously get rid of the scars. Scars can be treated, but they're typically, if they're that bad, they're there to stay. So you can still see that through the tattoo. So it does happen.
I gotta take a break.
Do your thing. Rochelle says, I want to tattoo Sheldon. Yeah. He said, yeah, if you didn't hear that. Next question. Do you plan on playing live music again on YouTube? If so, when? Do I plan on it? I don't have a plan for it, but I'm sure I will one day. I do that just kind of randomly like, when I'm feeling it. And I don't know if you guys saw it, but I did go live one night, called it a bonus vampire round, I think. And it was a lot of fun. I just like playing music, and sometimes people watch, and I think it's cool. Natalie's not going to let Sheldon off the hook. Well, when he's back, you can tell him. He's not off the hook. Tell the story. Ian's on here. What's up, my man? Glad to see you. Okay, let's get to the next question. Actually, there's a lot of them. I don't know if we'll get to the end. We'll find out. Thank you, question asker person. Appreciate you. This is a good one. So here we go. Is sex just an animal impulse? Sex? It's a good question. This is a fun one. So we're getting spicy. If you guys didn't know about this hour, sometime around 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock on Wednesdays, it's what we do. Artistic freedom family, everybody watching, everybody listening, everybody jumping on, joining us live or watching even later. This is what we do. Is sex just an animal impulse? I would like to hear your guys' response to this. Yes or no's? Let's see what happens. Rochelle says it's an animal instinct.
Rough.
Okay, here's the question, Shelly. You ready?
Nope.
Is sex just an animal impulse? Landy says, oh, it's gotten spicy. I don't know if that's a typo, but I like it. Oh, it's gotten spicy.
You go ahead and go first on that one.
Well, the question is sex an animal impulse? Well, do animals have sex?
Of course.
Okay, so do animals have anything other than impulses? Do they have desire? Do they have...
I'm sure they do.
I mean, but do they have like consciousness in the sense that they're like, God, I really like that girl. I want to talk to her. Or are they just like, yep, let's go.
There's a scent. They're just like, that's
Right.
a female. I want that fucking badge.
But we can't act like that.
Well, we used to.
We can. We have.
We used to.
But it's not good.
Well, it's not legal now.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? Like,
You need 7 forms of consent.
it's a little rough, but fuck. I don't know. I guess in the moment, it does feel
So, is sex just an animal impulse?
not just,
Okay,
but can be.
if all animals and creatures and living beings, whether it's trees, plants, or humans, or beasts alike, or us, or Sheldons, or farmers, if it wasn't just an impulse, then I think we'd all be dead. Because I don't think trees have anything other than impulses, or I don't know what else you would call it. But is sex just an animal impulse? Of course it is. Of course, 100%. So that's my answer. Let's see what other people are saying. Damber's saying yes, it is. Sheldon is fucking hilarious. Landy, you are right.
What?
Natalie says legal. Are you legal? Do you remember where that's from?
No.
Are you legal? Are you legal? Anyway,
No. What is it from?
I actually don't remember.
Last night.
This is a good one. Can you truly love a perfect stranger?
No, I'm sure.
Of course you can. There's plenty of people we love that we've never met. Like
Yeah.
literally never met them. Right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's possible. Can you, 100%, can you truly love a perfect stranger? So a perfect stranger is somebody you've never met and maybe just ran into, or someone you've just simply never met and don't know exists. So a perfect stranger would be someone totally strange to you, or I don't know, like somebody that's, that you don't even know exists, right? Like there's somebody named Nick out there you've never met and don't know is living and breathing.
I kind of have a story about my cousin,
Let's go.
the one I was just with that dropped me off. So about, I think it was 5-6 years ago, I was outside painting a dresser, and this fucking kid walks by in Wranglers with no shirt on and scabs all down his back. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "What's up, man?" And I was getting in my truck, and I dropped something. He's like, "Hey, you dropped something, blah, blah, blah." I picked it up, and then I ended up leaving, and I was like, "Man, I should have." Something was weird about it, right? And I was like, "Dude, that's my family, bro. Like, that's how we are. We're just fucking Okies with fucking."
You knew you were related?
Road rash or something.
Because the guy was fucked up.
And yeah, and so I ended up going to Lowe's and buying a bunch of shit, and I came back and I was shellacking this fucking dresser.
What were you doing?
Shellacking.
You were shellacking the dresser?
Oh, shellacking.
What it look like? What it look like when you were shellacking the? Jesus.
But
got into
anyway,
it.
so I was debating on like, why didn't I fucking talk to this kid? Well, anyway, 2 hours went by and he walks by and I said, "Hey, come here," and he said,
Mayor.
"Can I come up there?" And I said, "Come here." And I said, "What's your name?" He's all, "Chance." And I said, "Chance, what's your last name?" And he said, "Matthews." I said, "What's your dad's name?" He said, "Vince." I said, "That's my fucking cousin." So it was my cousin's kid.
No shit.
So he's my second cousin. And now I see it complete because his brother Troy, he looks identical to my other cousin. And ever since then, fuck. I mean, I haven't seen his dad in 20-something years. I said, "Fuck, is your dad still alive?" And he called him. Fuck. Next thing we know, we're at a party at my house. You know what I
No
mean?
shit.
And I love that kid, man.
That's cool. And
Yeah,
so you just knew.
I knew because nobody else walks around in Wranglers with scabs all over their back in Clovis. I'm telling you.
Because I could see you
Well,
doing that.
he wrecked his motorcycle.
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't a tweaker.
No.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you love a perfect stranger?
I love that kid. I do love that kid.
Casey says, Sheldon, great whiskey glass. Show that thing off to the camera. Get close to it. Don't be scared.
This is the one I picked.
Rochelle says, intuition brought on by road rash. That's some spiritual shit right there.
Yeah. Road rash sucks.
She said, insert redneck twang. That's right.
I've
That's
lost-
some spiritual shit right there. Tell you what, that's right.
Road rash sucks.
It does. That's for sure.
I've lost all the skin on my back. That shit ain't fun.
Not fun. You guys got some good responses. Good comment
That's a good
sections.
heart. Good heart. I hope that's a good heart.
So I'm going to, I don't know, probably you picking up a scabby kid with jeans, only jeans on, some half naked dude in this dark.
But he turned out to be my blood.
I tell you what.
He wanted to come tonight.
I gotta answer, since you brought that up. It reminded me of something. Can you truly love a perfect stranger? Well, let's say this. Can you truly love somebody you've never physically met?
Like just talking on the phone or
Let's say not even that.
internet? No.
Like, is it possible to truly love somebody you've never met?
what about your kid?
Yeah. What if you never met them?
Yeah, like you love him in your womb, right? Ask Cassie. Casey.
Yeah, Casey. Why don't you answer this for us if you can?
Cassie.
Cassie. Cassie's cool. I like Casey. Cassie. Let's do it. I'm gonna give a quick answer. Shelly. I hope you don't mind. Rochelle. I got two Shellys on here, right? By the way, I got a good answer. Can you truly love a perfect stranger? So this was actually the first time I'd ever experienced this, but I won't get too personal. Rochelle. It's hopefully this is out of complete respect, but Rochelle's son who passed away years ago. He was not very old, just a few months old, and I had never met him physically until, well, I eventually did, but it was the one and only time I got to meet him. And I will tell you this: when I knew she was pregnant, I met her. I mean, I met him in her belly, I guess you could say, but I never met him until about 3 months old, I believe. And I remember seeing photos and hearing about him and quick little videos Rochelle would post or share or whatever. And I remember feeling this deep, weird. I've never felt this with anybody else on this planet like with him, but I felt this deep, like loving, like really strange connection with him immediately. Like strange connection. And it was so unique. So that I remember that experience. But the point that's important to me in this story is that I remember thinking like, wow, I deeply love somebody I've never met. I've never even met this kid yet. And I had like this really weird connection with him. And when I actually physically met him for the first time, it was just even more powerful. And I remember telling my sister, like, something about this kid is different. I don't know what it is, and I can't pinpoint it. And it was like, I was almost like at a loss for words completely, trying to express what I was feeling because I'd never felt it before. And I remember she said something along the lines of like, yeah, that's what everybody's been saying. Like even the nurses that we was in the hospital with, mom, everybody was saying the same thing. And I just remember meeting him for the first time, and it was like, I know this is going to sound cheesy, I guess, but there's a moment in the Twilight movies where like people would imprint on somebody. Yeah, and there was like this crazy, weird, like spiritual soul connection that I've never felt actually ever like that than with Grayson. So I had to share that because it was actually remarkable. Rochelle saying, you're the best uncle ever. He was actually only 5 weeks old. But yes, he touched many hearts, and it was absolutely remarkable. It really was. Grayson was, I believe, sent from above as a messenger for a short time to show us many things. And for me, it was special to have met him. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Shelley. Brody's saying he was a perfect angel, and I actually agree completely. So can you truly love a perfect stranger? Absolutely.
Of course.
I think that's important to know. Like people say, do you believe in love at first sight? Yeah. What? Of course.
That'd be rough, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Love you, Shelley. Okay, so next question is actually kind of a follow-up to it to some degree. I'll read it in a second. I want to get to Natalie's. She's saying, I love people I don't want in my life anymore, so I think you can love people you either met or never met. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I love plenty of people that I don't actually have in my life anymore, so.
Yeah, I agree with that, too.
Landy likes the name. What a beautiful name you picked. Rochelle says he definitely looked like a farmer boy, too.
Grayson?
100%. Oh, and I like that. I remember the story she told me that she met a medium once and said he was an ascended master.
No, really?
That's really cool.
Medium.
Mm-hmm.
That is cool. I've never had the opportunity. That's neat, though.
Yes.
Especially when they speak the truth, and you feel it.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Yeah, those are powerful experiences.
I couldn't imagine.
So next question is kind of a follow-up to this in a way. It says, do we choose who we love? No?
I don't think so. I mean, you don't. It just happens.
Yeah.
I think so.
So how? How does it happen?
I don't know, just over experiences.
Like when you're around you have to be around them to some degree, right?
When you find out they're a good person, or basically that.
Yeah, you get used to them.
Yeah, when somebody's a good person, you like that motherfucker. know what I mean?
It's okay. I'm just putting it. You don't have to move. I'll move it for you because I know you won't. So do you?
I feel when somebody's a good person, then you connect. And that, yeah,
Casey's saying no. I don't think we have a choice.
exactly. You feel what you feel, it happens. I mean,
I believe you're right, but I also think there's many ways to find love for somebody. Actually, that's not. I don't. It's a very nuanced question, to a degree.
I didn't want to love you.
I didn't want to love you when you tased me in the McDonald's parking lot while I was driving and you were drunk and I had to drive.
Oh, fuck.
Do we choose who we love? I actually think the answer is probably yes, but it's nuanced because there's different ways to attack this question. One is no, because I think if you just allow it, I think everybody has love for everybody. I think it's something we access, not something we get. I think it's something that's always there, and then you have to uncover certain things to allow yourself to then experience that connection. I think the connection is always there. That's one way to answer it, but that's a very complex situation that I
But you
talk
don't
forever
connect
on.
with everybody.
Right, exactly,
You
which is
connect with people stronger than you do others.
sure. But let's say you don't connect with someone, but you find them in a burning building and scared and about to die.
I don't know if I love them, but I'm going to help the motherfucker.
Right, but let's say afterwards you've never met them and they're crying in your arms, and all of a sudden you have like a connection with them for the rest of your life.
Because you feel sympathy?
Yeah, you get there's something that drew you into this moment that I think you can find love for. I think actually no, I think
Would that be love? though?
yes, because I believe love is something you do, not something you feel. I don't think that's love. I don't think love is a feeling. I think love is I mean, I think you can feel things from what love does. Love is an action, not a feeling. I just don't think it is. I think love is something we do and something we are, not something we feel necessarily. Everything else we feel, everybody knows that you feel something when you're in love, but I don't think that necessarily is love itself.
Eh,
I know it's complicated,
I think it's both.
but I also think it's both. Do we choose who we love? I say yes, because I can decide like, hey, I really like you. I know if we go down this path, this could get deep, but I'm going to choose because
But
of
why
your,
do you like that person?
but just like them because they're familiar, because their morals align, because they have a aesthetically pleasing,
But you didn't
face.
choose that. You just feel that.
Sure. Yeah. But what I'm saying is I don't love them yet, but like, let's say I'm interested in pursuing something with them and I can tell that they're the kind of person I can connect with. And I know that because some of their characteristics maybe don't align with mine, maybe they're not interested in my kind of lifestyle or my future or vice versa. Maybe they want kids and I don't, or vice versa. I could decide right then and there, I don't want to pursue this anymore. So we're not going to connect. I'm going to move on because this isn't what we both want. And so I think you can choose you absolutely, we all agree you can choose who you're around, right? You get to choose that.
Yes.
So if that's the case, then you get to choose who it is you want to be around long enough for you to find out whether or not you can love them. Boom. Boom. Is this the right one? Nope, that's not the right one. I was going to try to find this one. Sorry. I really got you guys. Anyway, boom. There you go. That's the answers. It's funny. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff I think that is actually, I think love is something that exists, but I don't think that it's a feeling. And I think the feelings we attach to love are usually the things that get us in trouble, like desire, passion, obsession, attraction. I think all those things, like people say there's different kinds of love. I disagree. I think there's one kind of love, and we attach it to people with different things. So like with our children, we obviously love them different than we love our spouses or our partners. So the only thing that makes that love feel different is that there's different things attached to the love. But I don't think the love itself is different. I think if you love somebody, it's shown through your actions, not your words or your feelings. I think it's what you do, not what you feel or what you say. Okay, so let's get to the next question. That's a good one, though. Well, I guess this is a lot of love stuff. Somebody's on this route tonight. Is unconditional love a myth?
Somebody's in love.
Somebody stop me. Is unconditional love a myth?
Of course not.
Describe that. What do you mean?
I think family.
Unconditionally? No matter what they do to you.
My kids, absolutely. They can't do. I mean, they could do wrong, but it don't matter how I feel.
Right. Like what if they hurt you? And other people you love?
I don't.
If they grew up to like just do terrible things.
Maybe I've never experienced that, so I don't know. I can't answer that way
Interesting.
because I've never had that. But I don't think so. I don't think there's nothing they could do that would push me away.
Okay. So, with children, number one, like I heard, who was like some comedian once said, the only thing that's loved unconditionally is children, women, and pets.
No, it's
The only thing women love
no,
unconditionally.
it's kids. It was kids, animals, and the elderly.
Really?
That's what it was. Chris Rock.
Okay.
He said, what did he say? He said, kids, pets, and the elderly are the only ones that are loved unconditionally, and men are loved under the condition that they provide something.
I agree. And I actually agree that that experience is true unless it's family. I think unless it's family.
With a man and a woman, usually, yes, that's right. Yeah.
But if it's family, then I think it's unconditional to a large degree, or it can be.
I don't know. I fucked up a lot. My mom loves me.
She sure does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think family is can be unconditional. I think.
Yeah, she forgives, so she forgave a lot.
Yep. Michelle's saying unconditional love is not a myth. My children, my close siblings, and yes, my pets. She says.
Love and lust.
Yeah, Daber says people also confuse love with lust. I agree. People confuse love with a lot of things. Again, like I like this conversation because what is love? Again, I don't think it's a feeling, and I don't think it's a word. Okay, I think love is something you do. Like it's a way that you move in life with the people around you. It's the way you're there for each. It's simple. It's the way you're there for each other. It's the way you support each other, build each other up. You know, the Bible says it really well. If you want to, somebody wants to bring up that scripture of what is love, it's like brought to you by like every wedding ever. Are you gonna have some of this?
Like
Polish it off. Why don't you grab me a glass?
that.
Soda. Grab me a glass and we'll finish this off. Shoulder. Thank you. You guys have seen this bottle quite a bit, but I want to make a point that if we polish it off tonight, something very important. Speaking of love, this is a client of mine, so I'm going to bring this to you now. Brody says that's horrible, but so sad. It's true. I don't think it's horrible. I think it's horrible if you misunderstand it and get taken advantage of. What we were talking about earlier. So, Dambria, that's interesting you say that because I do believe that for some people, certain things will be conditional, but I don't think the love changes, maybe just the situation. Like, for example, I've heard somebody say one time that the reason why typically women leave men in relationships is because they start to out-earn each other. It's the number one predictor of divorce, that women leave men. They start to out-earn the man, therefore they then leave the man, probably for the search for a better one because they're leveling up. And then also with men divorcing women, the number one predictor is drugs or addiction. When a woman's addicted to drugs so far beyond saving that they then can't take it anymore. So I've heard that said before, cited in different studies. What's interesting about it is that doesn't mean you don't love the person. If you know they have some sort of substance abuse or some sort of activity that they're doing that's say even illegal, then that doesn't mean you have to stop loving them, but it might mean that you have to remove them. And oftentimes we do have to remove people in our lives that we also do love. And I've had to do that even with friendships in the past. You know, I've had to remove people from my life that I loved, but wasn't willing to keep.
I barely got back.
Shit, son. Shit. Cheers, Shelly,
Salute, brother.
to our 15th installment of Artistic Freedom Together.
15th installment. What's that mean?
Me and you have been on here at least 15 times, probably more.
No, not even close.
You don't think so?
No.
Think about the shop when we're having cigars. How many times we've done that?
I don't think over 10.
Guarantee you it's been over that.
But we haven't filmed it.
Well, we didn't always share it. You're right. It hasn't always been called Artistic Freedom, but here we are.
Oh, yeah. So I guess when you started the shop, yeah. With the steak dinners,
Yeah.
which were some of the best dinners.
Dude, we need to do that again. Okay, I'm going to read you guys something real quick. Okay, this is coming from a client. Actually, did you already get rid of the bottle? That's okay. I showed it. No, it's fine. So this bottle's going to get polished off. Oh, it did. You poured the last of the glass.
I did.
So you guys watched it live. Us drink the rest of this Crown Royale XO, which is really, really wonderful, and I appreciate it. It was a gift that I don't know if you met Scholler at the shop. He's the one with the laugh. He laughs just like a hyena. I mean that respectfully. Like he just laughs, and you would know him. No, if you've ever met him, you'd know.
I guess not.
Okay, probably not. You will eventually. Anyway,
Shoulder?
yeah. Well, everybody calls him Shoulder, but his last name is Scholler. But I'm going to read you something. So we're talking about love already, and this is actually just a client, and he's a wonderful dude. He's a really special guy. I'd like to actually bring him live to the show eventually because I just think he's literally that kind of dude that's like, I don't know, just I think it's important to share certain kind of characters with the world, and I think it's special to do. So I'm going to read this to you. This is really, really wonderful to hear, and it was just sent to me today, a little earlier. It says, "Hey, bud, I just wanted to touch bases with you and thank you for all your work. I love my tattoo, and I'm very thankful going out in public, especially when I see other tattoos. Anyways, I hope you have a good day and take care. Hopefully I'll see you around in the near future." Like, he just randomly sent me that. And I've never really hung out with him in any way besides at the shop. So something about Scholler, he's just a special dude. And it's really cool to connect with people like that because I think people put limitations on what love has to be. And I don't like to do that because I think we can connect in different ways with different people. And I don't like to limit it in that way.
We do.
Rochelle says romantic relationships are conditional. It depends on how each treats the other and the deal breakers you have if those lines ever get crossed. And I believe that that's true. I believe that that's, that's a good way to put it. What'd you say? Which one did you point out? Oh.
What's that say? I don't understand it.
Heidi's also agreeing. She says, yes, love is an action from the heart. I believe it's true. Brody has met Scholler, and she's saying he is hilarious and pure, and that's the truth. Something about that dude, I'm telling you. I can't pinpoint it exactly, but I can tell you right now, when he comes on the live and you guys meet him and see him there, and he connects with you, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. So we'll bring him on one day. Actually, it'd be fun to do it. Like, bring him on with me, you and him, and we'll sit in the little podcast section back there.
Over there. Over there.
Yo, over yonder. Okay, I'm going to get to the next question. Scholler, if you're watching, I'm sure he isn't, but if you are, thanks, brother, for sending the kindness. I appreciate you. Okay, let's get to the next one. What single experience most transformed you? There's so many. I mean, how can you pinpoint it? I've said a lot of them on here before, communicating with you guys. But what single experience most transformed you? Probably birth, being born. That was probably the most transformative moment. That's cheating, but that's true. God, I got a good answer. Do you got anything, Shelly? Just anything. Don't try to take it too serious because there's so many, right? Like meeting me.
Exactly. Meeting you probably changed my life for the better more than you know.
I don't know.
You know how I was before.
Yeah, I think we were both how we were before, different
I know,
than we are
but
now.
you didn't want to be my friend because what you assumed I was. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
And then I don't know. You realized I was different than what you thought.
You are way different than I expected.
And then you changed my life. You did. You did. You made me look. I don't know. Look at life differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think I agree. I think a lot of people actually agree to what you're saying, that I look at life differently. I get that a lot from people. It's awesome.
You do. You the way you say things and talk to people, and I mean, I see it all the time. People love fucking talking to you. Just
Yeah.
getting tatted. You know what I mean? That's their therapy is
Right.
talking to you. I know.
I'm just going to get you over here. I'm just going to do this, see if this works, because then that way it doesn't have to be like right in your face. Let's see what that'll do.
This fucking guy.
Just trying to help. Just trying to help the viewers.
Joshua changed my life.
You know what, Sheldon? You changed my life.
Did I?
Yep. Brody's saying he has that effect. Okay. So what single experience most transformed you? I have so many, but one that really transformed me into the person you all know today through cameras and some of you in person and some of you while sharing a whiskey and a cigar. The experience that transformed me was my mother meeting my father, my stepdad. I call him my father. He's the one I talk about when you guys hear me talk about my dad, is David. Actually, matter of fact, if you guys never heard me say this, I've always thought that the word David was actually more important than dad. Like I always thought when I had kids, I'd want to tell them I'm their David. My sister wouldn't know what this means, but I always thought that was a bigger, more important word than dad. Although I do call him dad, but David just to me was always more, I don't know, more significant. So I attached that word because of his name, but also because at first I didn't want to call him Dad. So I called him David, and then came to realize he was the most important thing really that's ever happened in my life, because without him, I wouldn't know and be able to do half the shit. Without the corrections that clearly came from him growing up, I would not be me. I'll tell you that. I'd be a total wreck. I would not be this man you see before you. So thank you, Dad. But what single experience transformed you is when he, when he moved, him and my mother met, and I remember him just being this black Stetson hat, button-up shirt. Sometimes he'd wear a bolo, and big old huge rodeo belt buckle, and
A bolo?
Yeah.
The cowboy bolo?
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
yeah, he was hardcore.
I have one.
He used to actually ride bulls and a lot around here. So anyway, he and my mom met, and he was just this dark figure in the corner, just this really somber dude. And anyway, my mom announced that he was going to move in. So one day he starts moving his stuff in, and like he put a desk in the living room and all this stuff in the house, and not a lot of stuff, but some stuff. And anyway, they start bringing a box in. I go, Mom, you could just put it in my room. Like he can sleep in my room. I was I was 9.
Stay with me. Stay
I'm like,
with me.
yeah, like this is gonna be cool. I got a dad.
I got a buddy.
And I'll never forget when she goes, Josh, he's gonna sleep in my room.
He's sleeping with me.
And that's, I think, when I started to become a man, because I went in my room and I sat there. And I'm like, fuck this motherfucker. I can't stand him already.
He's sleeping with my mom.
Yeah, I was like, what? He's moving in with her,
My mom?
the one I've been protecting and loving forever. Anyway, that's the most transformative moment. Was him walking into our lives and never leaving and showing up and never faulting. So this man was amazing, still is. So that's the most transformative. I would say that my life is predicated on that moment right there. So thank you, Mom, for that.
It's a good moment.
Okay. I don't know if I'm missing anything. He was my best friend since high school. That's awesome. You knew him too, Casey? Wait, what? I'm missing something.
They're talking about James Luttrell.
Oh, okay. As close as
Yeah, he's a good dude.
more clothed on. Yes, and more clothed on. Okay. So next question is going to be, well, this is weird. Do your experiences usually match your expectations? Do my experiences usually match my expectations? No.
I don't know how to answer that.
Like, when you expect something and then you experience it, is it the same? Like when we were going to go backpacking and we were going up to
No,
Graveyard?
That was good.
but was it what you expected,
Of course. It was more
but better?
better.
Yeah, there's no way you can like expect what's actually going to happen in the
Well, you
unknown.
expect beauty, but then you see it and you're like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like those emerald fucking green lakes.
Oh, those lakes are
You
amazing.
know what I mean? And just you're past the fucking, kind of past the tree line. You know? Yeah, it was nice. Those and the fish,
It was amazing.
those little brook trouts were fucking so beautiful.
Remember that? Dude, we saw a pheasant.
No, it was a. God damn it! It was like a. It was a.
Wasn't a grouse.
A grouse. It was a grouse.
No.
It was a. Yeah, it was a wild chicken.
I could have
it was a grouse.
swore it was a pheasant.
It was a fat ass grouse. It was like a chicken.
It was sitting in the tree right when we were walking by it.
I had a gun. I wanted to shoot it so bad.
We were eating
because
dried food.
We were eating fucking mountain fucking packets for 3 days. and I
Dehydrated
was
bullshit.
Like, and this thing was like 5 feet away, right?
Yep. It was
right
like
there, and I was
touchable.
like,
Yeah.
and I didn't. But yeah, and then we saw what else? We saw that fucking wild hare. Remember that hare?
Yeah. Oh, it
And
was
I've
huge.
never seen a rabbit bigger than a dog.
It was huge.
It was as big as a coyote.
Yeah, this thing was easily, it was huge.
With its ears, it was like that high.
Yeah, it was huge.
And then it ran, and then that's when I realized it was a rabbit. I've never seen one that big. That was cool. That was cool. I've never seen a grouse either, so seeing those two things was new to me.
That was fun. That was such a beautiful place. We'll be going back.
I know. I sent you a picture of something. Oh, from Kennedy Meadows to Yosemite.
Oh, okay.
There's like a week-long hike. I was seeing if you wanted to do it.
That would be amazing. Is it part of the JMT? Do you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it takes 7 to 9 days.
Okay, here's the next question. What mistakes are unforgivable? That's a loaded ass question. What mistakes are unforgivable? I definitely couldn't cover them all. Mistakes are very specific, right? Like an accident.
Adultery,
Yeah. Unforgivable.
unforgivable.
No doubt, right?
Probably.
Yeah. I would say mistakes that are unforgivable. Gosh, you know what? I'm going to do something real quick because I'm playing semantics here
Let
in
it
my
be
head.
good.
What is a mistake? Like, how would you define a mistake, right?
Something that wasn't meant to happen.
I wish I could get
Adultery. A jackalope.
what? Oh, that she's saying about the rabbit.
Yeah, I heard it was a snowshoe. That's what an old timer told me.
What do you mean?
That rabbit was a snowshoe.
Really?
Yeah. That's what, when I explained it to him, that's what he told me.
Okay, an action or judgment.
Or just a shoe.
A sea shoe.
And it's SHUE.
So this is interesting because this is why I was playing semantics with that question. Is what mistake is unforgivable?
Semantics.
It's saying an action or judgment that is misguided or wrong. Another way to say it, the verb is because I was inexperienced. So to be wrong about. Because I was inexperienced, I mistook the nature of our relationship. So like a mistake is to mistake something, right? The noun is an action or judgment that is misguided or wrong. So when people make mistakes, it was action or judgment that's misguided or wrong. Like coming here was a mistake. I would say
It
mistakes.
might have been.
Rochelle says the mistake is the change of mind after the fact. Change of mind after the fact? Well, I mean, I would say a mistake is when you mistake something, right? Like I thought we were friends and I was mistaken. So that's not really something that you can't forgive. What mistakes are unforgivable? So I don't know how to answer that if I'm just understanding it wrong.
What about I fucked your wife?
That's not a mistake, bro.
It was an accident.
That is
I was drunk.
That's way worse than a mistake. That's
An
malicious
oops?
intent.
An oops?
No, that's a breaking of an oath, right?
Okay.
So that's not a mistake. A mistake would be like I made a mistake by doing something wrong. I thought I was doing it right.
Oh, like a math problem that you got wrong.
Sure, yeah, mistook it. So I don't know. I would just say what's a oops that somebody's done that's unforgivable. I think it's better to understand that all things can be forgivable, but that doesn't mean that you accept it or then continue as if it never happened.
Yeah.
So it's all forgivable. I don't think there's anything somebody could do that's unforgivable. If it's able to be done, it's able to be forgiven. That doesn't mean we all have the capacity to do such things like forgive. It's very hard, but it does the body good to let things go and forgive. That does not mean you accept them in your life. That doesn't mean you accept their behavior in your life, if that makes sense. I think that's the best way I can answer it. Oh, sorry, sis. I didn't see it all. There's a lot coming in, and I'm doing my best. So Rochelle's saying adultery isn't a mistake. It's a choice. I agree. Not a mistake. That is I mean, it'd be a mistake if it was dark
Cheers.
and you couldn't see the person and you thought it was somebody else. That would be a mistake.
But if it was, she had a twin sister.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a
Okay.
mistake.
Yes.
At least it's a good excuse for a mistake.
I was drunk. It was dark. It was your sister. I didn't know.
Well, that's very literal. Okay. Here's actually a really good question. What mistakes are you glad you made? What mistakes are you glad you made? Yeah, Danbury, by the way, is saying, look, like, oops, I crashed the car. Yes, that's most likely a mistake, unless you were drinking. Then that's no longer a mistake. I mean, unless you were under the influence of something or whatever. There's other ways to, beat around that, but there you go. So, I switched to the wrong one. Now I'm getting lost because there's so many, but
Those
that's
are
okay.
all fucking questions.
Shh, don't. Yes. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What mistakes are you glad you made?
I'm not going to go there. That's a long ass question.
What mistake? Again, a mistake is a very specific thing. But
I guess my wife. My wife was a mistake, but I'm glad I had my kids, right?
or is it?
There you go. That was a mistake I'm glad I made, yes.
Is this gonna be a long story?
No, I'm done.
So
I'm not going no farther.
let's just take it for a less literal sort of question here. What mistakes or what mistakes are you glad you made? I believe that in a general sense, you have to fail your way to success. So if you're going to do anything worth doing, you have to be willing to make mistakes in this sense and to be glad you made it, meaning fuck things up and that's okay, just not at the expense of somebody's, like, not at the detriment of somebody or yourself. Like, to make mistakes that are able to be overridden or overcame, it's things that are small, right? Like things that aren't monumental. Like if I first started tattooing portraits and I have no idea what I'm doing, maybe I should draw it first. And then once I start to draw it and it's okay, then I can take the risk, right? There should be calculated risks involved. But I don't think you should beat yourself up about it, because if you're scared to make mistakes, then you're not going to learn anything. So
Won't progress.
yeah. So what mistakes are you glad you made? All of them. Shit. All of them. Yeah. I would never say this, but it's funny to
Well,
say.
it made you who you are today.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
You ain't that person no more.
Yes.
Either. You're who you are now.
Right.
So the past don't fucking matter.
Right. Some of the mistakes I'm glad I made were when I was younger, of course, I didn't know much yet about life and philosophy and people and psychology. So picking the wrong partners, that's relative, but picking the wrong person that eventually I found out to realize I don't want to spend my life with, and then also starting a family with said people. I wouldn't say that was a mistake, but I would say that, of course, you could play the game of if I could go back, would I change it? Well, the answer is no.
You got to try.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did it, because how would I know what I know now if I didn't do that? So I don't. It's not a
You
mistake,
don't know if you'd like that person if you didn't. You know what I mean?
and that's how you learn.
Yeah.
And people's feelings will get hurt, and lives will be messy time to time. It's just the way it works.
Exactly.
Here's another good one. These are just real good Dr. Phil moments. What's one thing you had to learn the hard way?
Oh, fuck.
What's one thing you had to learn the hard way?
Getting caught.
Getting caught. That's true.
Getting
When you get
caught.
caught, that's like that's difficult to stomach.
I just don't get caught no more.
What's one thing you had to learn the hard way? I'll answer that with an experience I had when I bought my first bicycle. My dad actually paid for half of it. I paid for the other half by working him through the summer, so kind of he paid for all of it. And I kept leaving it at the bottom of the hill where we lived in this mountain. This mountain was really, really steep. So walking up the mountain was hard. Driving your car up the last part of it was like sketch as hell. So I would leave my bicycle at the very bottom, go up, eat lunch, have dinner or whatever with the family, and I'd leave my bike at the bottom because I didn't want to push it up. It was very difficult. And it was gravel, so like 2 steps forward, 1.5 steps back. So I'd leave my bike at the road, which we lived this road called Salamina Road, and it was like in the middle of fucking nowhere around a meadow in the mountains. There's like nobody out there. There's like 2 kids my age that live around this huge mile road. So who's going to take my bike, right? So I'd leave it there. And my dad kept telling me, don't do that. Like treat that with respect, right? And I kept leaving it there. Well, one day he comes home from work and he saw the bike down there because I was up at the house or where we lived. It was actually a little trailer we lived in. And he came home and he hid it in the pump house. And when I came down to look for my bike to go ride,
Typical dad.
I fucking lost it, dude.
Shit your pants.
I was fuck, I don't know how old, 10,
And then
11.
you had to go tell him.
Yeah, I did. And he didn't tell me for 3 days.
Yeah.
And that's a father right there.
It is.
Because he was willing to hurt my feelings
Lesson learned.
so that I learn. And my mom, I remember finally, because I was fucked up, dude. I was fucked up. And I remember my mom saying, David, you have to tell him. And then I was like, tell me what? And I wouldn't let it go. And then he finally walked me down to the pump house. Or actually, I think he gave me the keys. And I walked down to the pump house and I fucking knew I was going to see my bike. So I opened the doors, my bike right there, and I was like, lesson learned. Don't leave things in places you don't intend to lose them.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's a mistake I had to learn the hard way. But my real answer is, what mistake did you have to make to learn? Or I'm reading wrong because there's a couple mistake ones. What mistake are you glad you made? Oh, no, I'm sorry. What's the one thing you had to learn the hard way? It was that. But I would say most things you've had to learn the hard way. Like, how do you learn to walk? You have to fall and get hurt and know that you don't want to do that again. And that's the beginning of your life. We're right there. What? These are weird questions, but I like them. What would you like to unlearn? Oh, shit. There we go. Thank
I
you.
never even thought about that.
Yeah. Amanda, I appreciate that, and I'll let my dad know.
What would you like to
Denver says, I'm so glad Sheldon's on tonight.
Why?
Yeah, why? Jeez,
Why?
What a
Tell me
mistake.
why, please.
What a mistake.
I didn't even see that. Where is it?
It's on there. Trust me. It's on there. What would you like to unlearn? What would you like to unlearn? If there's really something I could wave a wand and say, what would I like to unlearn? There's definitely a behavior, I'm sure, that I'd like to unlearn. I should know this, like off the top of my head.
There you go. Behavior. A reaction to something, you know,
Yeah, like I'm trying to think.
where you blow it out of proportion or stuff you regret later, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anything. What would I like to unlearn?
Well, I used to, I used to get in fights with my girlfriends or whatever, and it was just crazy. And I wish it wasn't, you know. Like, I don't know. I guess I learned a lot from my first wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To accept things and not argue. And all right, I'm done.
Lenore says, I'm glad you guys are both on here tonight. Talks are always good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Are they?
If not first, you're last.
Because I miss your face. Well, here it is.
So I don't actually have an answer. I apologize, but I don't have an answer for what would you like to unlearn. I really don't know.
Sex position.
What would I like to unlearn? There's so many things I'd like to learn. I can answer that. I would like to learn business skills that I don't quite have yet.
Well, that's not the question.
I know, but I don't know how to answer it any other way because I've worked so hard to learn what I
Then go to the next.
what I know. Okay, fine. We'll follow that. How can you be confident without being egotistical?
I have no idea. Don't ask me.
Neither do I.
I ain't very confident.
Matter of fact, I think that's most people's problem is they're trying to separate themselves from their ego, and I don't think you can't live that way. I think what's important is to recognize what your ego is and not just identify with it solely. Like your ego is the rules in which you live under and the identity in which you've accepted and been trained and taught about yourself. And you have to live with that, right? Whether you're a man who identifies with not doing certain behaviors, or a woman, or you're a dad, or you're an American person. So there's certain rules you have to live under, right? You're remembering certain trips we've been on. How can you be confident without being egotistical? Well, confidence and egotism aren't related. Confidence comes from competence. People want to be confident in things they're not competent in, and that's fucking retarded. Everybody wants to be like feel good about life, and they suck at it. Sorry, do better. Then you can feel good. That's just not how it works.
That's straight from Josh's mouth.
How
right
can you
there.
be confident without being egotistical? Well, here's how you answer that. How can you be confident without being egotistical? First, to be confident, you have to be competent. Okay, feeling confident about something is an illusion if you are not competent. So if in your life you haven't mastered things, then you don't get to be confident. Confidence comes from mastery. Without being egotistical, well, that's really easy because competence and attaining confidence through such actions has nothing to do with your ego. It's actually, if anything, it's set aside. So without being egotistical, I think it's hand in hand. For you to be confident, you have to earn that. And so I don't think it would be egotistical at all. So I guess I just answered it. How can you be confident without being egotistical? By actually being fucking confident. That's the answer. By not faking confidence.
It's hard to do.
It sure is, because some people don't know what it looks like. What's one lie you're glad you told? Nope. Nope. Not going there.
All right, next question.
Okay. Amanda says 10 commandments. Thou shalt not lie. I don't know. Rochelle says, I'd like to unlearn self-limiting thoughts and conditioning that took place as a child. That's a good one, but I just don't know how to. I don't know how to pinpoint that for myself, to be honest with you. I'm not so good at that. You know, I've said this before on here, but I took a whole year once to brainwashed myself into thinking I was damn near godlike. Like I took a year to literally, so like when negative thoughts and talk would come up, I would literally sit there and be like, no, dude, you're fucking badass. Like I'd wake up and you'd naturally have this sort of conditioning like that you're raised with that thinks small of yourself. Like I'm not good enough. I'm not going to work. I hope I do good today. It's not going to be great. I stopped doing that. And I remember for a whole year, it was like my year's sort of task. My overall task was just to develop an unbelievable, like sickening belief within myself.
You're a very confident person.
Well, confidence comes from
Competence.
and am I competent at things in general, like some things,
Yes, some things you are.
as are you, and those things we deserve confidence in.
Yeah.
So
I
there you go.
agree. When it comes to construction, like I'm solid.
yeah, when it comes to being there for somebody or being the brawn,
Oh, look at this guy.
when it comes to being the brawn and showing up and helping out, you can rely on Sheldon. You need him to bust a hole in something, he will find his way through.
I do that.
That sounded super gay. What's one lie you're glad you're told? The glad you told.
I'm gonna skip that one.
Yeah, I'm skipping it. So, but good try. So next one, how do you keep your wants from imposing on the rights of others? These are really complicated.
I don't
How
think
do,
I don't.
how do you keep your wants from imposing on the rights of others? Really easy. I keep my wants to my fucking self. I don't expect anything from anybody. Because if I accept you in my life, I know I should be aware of what I'm signing up for. So if I let you in my life and then you burn me, whose fault is that? It can't be your fault because there's plenty of people out there that can burn you. If you're letting them in, that's your fault. You can't control the type of people that are out there. You can only control the types of people in which you expose yourself to. Shell says you are a good shoal, Selden. There's my dyslexia. You guys like that when that pops up?
Oh, thank you, Shell.
There you go. That's the wrong song. I wanted this one. No, I wanted this one right here. Let's see if this comes on. You are a good soul, Sheldon. Casey says, I tell no lies. Christy says, F no. Rochelle says,
What are these about?
cheers to that. Good
Salute.
answer. Brody, you two are brothers by choice. Love. Okay, that was a good one. Affection.
It's my bro.
Gets me weird.
That's brosif.
I love you, Shelley.
Love you too, bro.
Does hate affect your physical well-being?
I try not to hate anything.
That's true about you.
I try not.
This is where we're yin and yang. This is actually a huge distinction between the two of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good though. But can you elaborate a little? I try not to hate anything because that's true. I believe that about you.
I don't. I mean, I don't like conflict, and I try to improve on everything I do and say and be. And no, I don't. And if for some reason you hate me, then I just try to eliminate you from my fucking life.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's a good one.
It's not hate. It's just like my ex, dude. Like we were cool for the last couple years. I mean, awesome. Like
Right.
best friends again. And are you hitting crickets, fucker?
No. What do you mean?
But anyway, like she started being fucking weird again, and I just blocked her on everything and just set up my fucking
Right.
my child support payments without talking to her. It just goes through, I don't have to hear from her, talk to her, whatever. And it's just because she's such a negative person to me.
Interesting.
So
So you don't accept negativity into your life.
I'm done with it.
Yeah.
It's
Sheldon has one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen, and that's a fact. Anybody that knows him would agree, especially if you on here. You can vouch for me. And so, like, when you're asking about the hate part, does hate affect your well-being? I would say no, because I use hate as a tool. I don't hate. There's nobody I can think of that I hate. Literally nobody. There's things people have done that I literally can say I hate. There's ideas people have in their minds that I can say I hate. But does it affect my well-being? No, I use it as a tool. I hate when there's tons of things I hate, actually. I use hate as like a tool. And there is plenty of things that I do that I hate. One of the things that I do that I experience in life that I do hate is when I let myself down knowing I could have done better. I hate that so deeply that it usually compels me to do better and try again. So I use it as a tool. I don't see it as a bad thing. I think hating somebody or yourself is useless. All it is a poor me moment. And I think when you hate, let's say, concepts or actions, that's very useful to do. And to feel that emotion, that deep visceral hate towards something, I think is very useful. Matter of fact, I think maybe not enough people hate enough things, to be honest with you. I think they tolerate way too fucking much. So that's my opinion.
hate being hated.
Do you?
Yep,
That does bother you.
it does.
It doesn't bother me at all. Actually, I kind of expect it. Well, I do expect it, of course. Casey says, I dislike things. I dislike dyslexia. I dislike things, but don't hate.
I like dyslexia.
Rochelle says, hate absolutely makes an impact on your well-being. And I would say it does make an impact because I use it as a tool to help me. And I mean it. Like there's times where, like, for example, there's behaviors. This is why I couldn't answer the question earlier, because there's behaviors in the past that I developed through, let's say, genetically and through conditioning growing up with, certain influences as a little child.
Genetically.
There's genetic characteristics we inherit from our family, right? Naturally.
Such as?
Like, let's say, for example, you come from a family of people that are just really chill, really relaxed, right? You could see that like being passed down through generations. Things like that, for sure. Like, for example, I think I've said this plenty of times, if you were to write on paper the things let's say, for example, who do you think I'm describing right now? Somebody who's super passionate and driven, somebody very influential that when women see them, like draws them in. Super, like everybody always looks at this guy and is like, just who's that man? Like I got to meet him. Draws people to him.
Joshua Farmer.
Right? Very spiritual, right? Has no problem whatsoever drawing people in and influencing them actually to a high level. And will profess all day about what the things that they believe in deeply, right? And that's motivated, driven, physically fit, healthy, attractive. Does this sound familiar?
Fit and attractive.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's you.
Okay, so this is my biological sperm donor that I'm describing to the T.
Oh.
And I can't deny the relationship I have genetically with this person, even though I can't stand this person, because all those things I said that sound good, he was also a huge hypocrite. So this is just for example only, not a crickets moment. So what I'm saying is I had to recognize in my life, I used to snuff out my passion and desires growing up because it reminded me of him. I used to hate being considered in any way attractive, much less getting attention, which my sister's on here. She knows I really didn't get much female attention until like most people, somewhere around teenage years. And then it came with the floodgates.
Puberty.
Pun intended. And it was pretty intense.
Hit him like a fucking train.
Yeah, I shot up. I got handsome. I got fucking balls of steel.
Sexy.
But my point is, I hated it. Like I literally, genuinely, because all I did was relate it to this only person I can think of that I was becoming just like, and everything about this person I couldn't stand. So what I'm saying is, I had to unlearn that conditioning of snuffing out these things that I am: passionate, driven, caring, spiritual, influential. And some people say attractive. I had to literally, maybe some of you don't know this, I literally had to retrain myself to say, that's okay that I'm these things. Because I'm also not a hypocrite. I don't abuse people. I don't hurt people. I don't take advantage of people. I'm not a liar. I show up for my family. I show up for my kids. So it's okay if I act this way. I literally had to have those conversations with myself somewhere around like having kids, like somewhere around early 20s. So I had to unlearn those behaviors. So anyway, for me to do it, because I struggled, couldn't just recognize it. And I'm just being honest here. For me to get over that, I had to hate, like viscerally hate the fact that I was stopping myself so much just because somebody else in this world had similar characteristics and was related to me. I had to let that shit go and allow myself to be me. And so then I remember discovering my artistic side to a deeper level and you know, like my ability to go out and connect with people like changed, and really my whole fucking life changed when I allowed myself that grace of being me and not seeing that genetic and conditional characteristic well up its head, and then I tried to snuff it out immediately. I did that my whole life until actually, you know what really did it? I'll tell you a quick story on top of this long story. So I asked, this is something I've asked you many times. We talked about this before.
Okay.
I always ask people one specific question.
Yeah.
Whether I'm tattooing them or their friends or family, pretty much anybody here watching, I've done this to
If
some
you could
degree.
do anything you could do,
Anything in the world, you could do anything.
what would you do?
What would it be? If anything you could, you can get paid $1 million for it a year. You could do, be a rich. Doesn't matter. You could do
There.
anything. What is it that makes your soul feel like it's
That is the question.
as close to connected to truth as possible, right? Like, I asked that to everybody. Well, I asked that to Isabel once. My
Yeah.
daughter was like 12, and I want them to think this constructive way, right? So I'm asking her, and I swear I would have thought she said, because I asked her, "What do you think mine is?" Because I'll be honest with you, Isabel's is one of the hardest. Isabel, my daughter, has been one of the hardest people
I want to hear it.
to discover what that thing is for her. So I want her to be introspective enough. So these questions are important for me to ask her growing up. So I asked her, Isabel, what is that thing that I do? That whether I'm getting paid or not, whether I'm tired or not, no matter what I'm doing, I can do this almost with indefinite energy.
You find the good in people.
So I was hoping she was going to say art, tattooing, athletics, like a cycling, hiking, something like that. I thought that was what she was going to say.
Okay.
You probably could guess what she actually said if I gave you enough time.
Maybe.
I go, what could I do endlessly, never stop? Think about this. What could I do endlessly and never stop? And even when I'm tired, I could keep going. That makes me feel like I'm most connected with myself and others.
Talk.
Yeah, that's what she said. She goes, talk. And I'm like, what? That's terrible. What a waste of time. That's my thing.
Is it?
Until I realized what she meant, because she was 12.
So what are you doing?
Storytelling.
There we go.
It's one of the most important things in the universe is storytelling, right?
It is.
And when that hit me like a bolt of lightning, dude.
What
And
you
that-
telling? Oh, you're the messenger.
I'm the messenger. I am.
Messenger.
I'm a messenger since the beginning of time. Here to share with you things that you already know, just have to uncover.
That was the night in the river. In the river.
Hypothermia, baby. Okay, sorry. I totally got distracted from you guys
Sorry.
here for a little bit.
I probably distracted you.
No, it's totally cool. This is good conversations.
Okay.
And Rochelle's saying hate is a heavy, dense energy that lowers your vibrations. Love and peace are much higher energies and raise your vibrations. When you vibrate high, your energy is allowed to flow as it's meant to. And you're exactly right. And that's why I think all of it supports each other.
I like the way she talks.
I actually believe if you look at the chart of energy flow, I don't have it up here. I actually have it on my other computer. But if you look at it, and at the lowest is like basically like self-loathing, pity, hate, that kind of stuff. And then at the very top is going to be like love and enlightenment and positivity, that kind of stuff. But I think if you look at the scale of that hierarchy of energy fields, which is more of a scientifically proven sort of concept, not just philosophical, that there's these higher vibrations, and you could see even vibrancy in terms of experiences in life that you could access, right? Like if you're feeling hate, you're at a low frequency. If you're at love or enlightenment, you're at a high frequency. But I think if you look at the chart as like a stacked calendar in a way, or a sort of scale, you'll realize they all support each other, right? You have to. This is life's experiences through all of these, through heaven and hell, and so I think they all support each other. It doesn't mean you should walk around hating things so much that you're just full of it.
I don't like when I'm mad.
Yeah, it's not good. It doesn't feel good,
No.
and nobody else likes it either.
I'm not nice, so it's not a good feeling. I like when I'm happy, and you know what I mean. I like when I'm happy and I make people happy.
Mm-hmm.
When I make people smile,
Yeah.
it makes me happy, and that's what feels good.
Mm-hmm.
Not when I'm mad. 'Cause nope.
Yeah, some people are afraid of it. I don't say afraid of it. Some people are opposed to it. Like I said, I think of it all as life's experiences. It's a human experience that we're having. Try to imagine who you are without feeling any level of hate, then how would you be able to navigate it? You obviously have to experience it. I don't think you should wallow in it, and I don't think you should spend your time there, but it is a useful tool. I truly believe, I think not a lot of people, my philosophy is simple in this, that I think too many people accept too many things and they don't feel enough of an aversion to mediocrity, to laziness, to usefulness. People, especially in today's modern world, us Americans are so fucking spoiled that you literally can't even see it. That's a fact. We're so spoiled, even those of you that think you're not. We are so beyond spoiled in this world, more than any other culture or
Americans.
civilization ever.
Americans.
Yes.
Just Americans.
Absolutely.
I don't think any other cultures.
And I think we tolerate way too much from ourselves and even others, or tolerate too much of ourselves, and with such low frequencies and vibrant, less vibrant lifestyles. And I think that feeling that negativity towards it, sometimes everybody tries to avoid it, and they try to medicate it, and sometimes it's exactly the message you need for a short period of time. So I'd rather go through a short bout of deep, nasty, ugly, disgusting hatred towards something like an action or an outcome of my life, just long enough for me to taste it and sulk in it, just long enough so that it gets me to get the fuck out of it. Like being poor, being fat, being lazy, being useless, being mean, being rude, being violent, being aggressive in unnecessary ways. That I hate that so much that because I process it, I think appropriately, and it's helped me become the man I am today, and I'm thankful for this. Because I process it appropriately and let that happen, I don't have to keep revisiting it and keep medicating it every time it starts to show up, even if it's a little frequency, let's say a little sprinkle of hate every once in a while. And then you have to medicate it by meditating. I'm not saying don't do this, but I'm just saying I just would rather get over it so that it can compel me into the man I know I'm supposed to be. So I think it's a useful tool. And I think too many people medicate too soon, and they ignore and they hide, and they are so fucking comfortable and spoiled just naturally that I think they lose their true self and they never develop it because they're just trying to stay fucking comfortable. That's my opinion. Okay, so we missed a lot of comments. I apologize if there's any questions in there. If you guys have any, you could, of course, ask them again, but thank you for your guys' input. We have more questions. Rochelle says, you are definitely a messenger, 100%. I've known that since I was little, so thank you. Maybe I should join the U.S. Post Office or something. My grandmother taught me not to hate anything, but I was able to dislike. Amanda, sure, you can call it that, but I think to dislike at such a level that it compels us to move away from the ugliest parts of who we can be, I just think is not enough. I think to dislike, I'm just throwing up, examples. I think to dislike Nazis, just saying that isn't enough. Okay. Like you have to have a hate for what it is they're doing, a deep hate. So it's easy and comfortable. This is a good example. It's really easy and comfortable for us to living in the modern Western world to have acquired this wonderful fucking life. So wonderful that it's easy for us to forget that there were men and women who literally had to pay such an ultimate price to such dark evils, and still do today, just maybe not necessarily here, that it's easy for us to forget that that's a real fucking thing. And so God bless all of you that think that we get to live so comfortably, because men and women have had to pay the ultimate price for that to be possible.
Pretty mouth.
What did you say? Oh, Sheldon loves the comments. I love it. Okay, so let's go to the next question, because that was a long one.
Long.
What are the top 3 things you love about women? Well, that's really fucking easy. Can you, Shelly? Can you?
I'm gonna let you. You're the.
The top 3 things I love about women is they've brought all of us into this world.
There you
Number
go.
1.
That's a good one.
I mean, you can't. How could you not? Like, that's it. Every single human who's ever existed, controversially speaking, in 2023 for some fucking odd reason, every single human who's ever existed, whether they were Einstein or presidents or Martin Luther King or even anybody, Helen Keller, for example, or the Mother Mary. It doesn't matter who this is. Every single one of us has been born from a woman, right? Brought into this world, carried and nurtured and loved by a woman, right? So that's number 1. So what are the top 3 things you love about women? Number 1 is that they brought us all into this fucking world. Number 2, that I am in a position to be able to provide and protect for them. I love that about them. When they allow me to be that person, whether it's my daughter or women that I work with or whatever, it's so nice to be of use to such a beautiful creature in this universe, which is women. So that would be number 2. So my position in relationship to them is something I absolutely love about women, is being able to be there for them and to provide and protect. It's absolutely magical to be able to do, especially as a father, right? Like you've experienced this with Rue.
Of course.
Like such a dude, I would hate to live my life not knowing what it's like to have a daughter that I would literally fucking kill for.
Oh yeah.
Like it's amazing
For
to
sure, like-
to be this person.
You're not even worried about jail.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'll do what I gotta do, and if it goes to that, then I'll do my time. Fucking serving
doubt.
it.
No
doubt,
hesitation.
nothing. No.
Ripping jaws
sure.
off. So,
I'll do what I gotta do to protect that girl.
yep. And
sure,
and I'm
100%.
glad I get to experience this, even though sometimes it feels really fucking dark, and sometimes it's very scary.
It does.
But I wouldn't change it. So that's number 2. Number 3 is the nurturing aspect of a woman, the loving tenderness and the care. Like, just a good way to express it is when I'm sick, even though I appreciate you, I appreciate you dearly. I don't want my homie to come and help me as much as I would love a lady, a woman, and someone that cares about me, or someone has that nurturing side to them.
But are they coming?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. When you have, yeah,
Well, then I
absolutely.
won't call you next
Look,
time.
like Evan, he'll bring a Gatorade and he'll set it by my bed and he'll help me. But Isabel will check on me. She'll sit with me. She'll like take my temperature. She'll make food. She'll
Yeah, women are different.
way different. And even if
they think we're fucking soft.
even if they're there for you, even if men are there for you, it's still not as pleasant as when a woman is there for you, right? That nurturing nature.
I don't know. I don't think I've had anybody there for me. So
Your mom?
mom's always there. I
See?
mean, I'm talking about a guy.
Come on. I brought you pills, bro, when you're hurting.
You had somebody bring me pills.
I was involved. You told me something was wrong, and I got it to you. But that's my point, right? That's exactly what the fuck I'm saying.
Oh fuck!
Did you feel better?
I did.
There you go.
I was fucking sick.
There we go.
Sick as fuck.
We're really getting into it. This is great. Mike Connor says, "You're a patriot, bro."
Oh,
I don't know exactly what that means.
sure he's talking about.
Danby says, "Nurses are the best. I think women make absolutely 100%, no doubt, the best nurses." Okay, so that's my 3 things. Do you have something?
I like your
Okay,
response.
that's it. That's the hierarchy of existence within the for us as men.
I'm gonna say booties too. I like women.
Dambria says, I'm throwing it out there because she asks quite fantastic questions. So this is coming from Facebook, I believe. No, yeah, this is Facebook. Dambria is asking, what can you learn from the opposite sex? Rochelle says, I'll have my people call your people.
Fuck.
That's what I do, sis. That's how I take care of Shelly. I'll have my people call your people. Okay. Yes, so what can you learn from the opposite sex? I think that kind of covers it.
I'm skipping this one.
What can I learn from the opposite sex? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I really don't know. What can I learn? I mean, I don't know. Maybe somebody else can start that thread a little better than I can. I don't know how to answer that. That's weird. I'm at a loss for words. What can I learn from the opposite sex? The same things I think I can learn from the same sex. I don't know. I'm not sure. What can I learn?
I'm not going there.
I think patience probably, I would say. It's hard. It's very difficult sometimes, but patience is a good one. That's what there's the answer.
Patience.
This is, why is it hiding this? Let me see this. Where's it going? What do you wish you had been taught about sex? Spicy. What do you wish you were taught about sex?
I've never thought about that.
What do I wish I'd been taught about sex? Nothing. I don't know. To wait. I don't know. That's probably a good one. Actually, there you go. That's it. That's what I wish I was taught about it. That it was it's been more important than our society is led on to believe. That's what I would say. It's far more important. Anybody who has children and they're raising them, especially if they're young or becoming of age, they know this for a fact. That we really, really could do well by teaching them how much more important it is. Not just because it's for, child rearing, but because it's also important for you as an individual to value yourself to such a high level that I think today people are scared to admit things like, for example, being a virgin, right? That's like shameful, especially if you're due to a certain age. But If you're a woman, they look at it the same way in today's modern age. It seems like it's like, oh, what? You're still a virgin? It's like that should be something that's prized. I think that for us raising daughters, I think it's really important that you, I don't want to say have those conversations, but that you build that culture within your family and those expectations for each other, that we respect ourselves, our bodies, and the way we treat others and the way we allow others to treat us. That's something I wish I was taught. I think that people look at sex as like some private thing you just do and figure out by yourself, and I think that that's wrong. I think if you leave your daughters to that device, you're missing out deeply.
Daughters.
And it's not necessarily sit down conversation, although sometimes it turns into that. I think it's more specifically the way, especially as a father, the way that I interact with other women, especially around her, but just in general, right? With a high level of respect, with decency, with some sort of at least gentleman attitude, especially when she's around, whether it's towards her mother or towards anybody else in our lives. I think that's incredible. If the more respect I show women around her, even women who, let's just say, maybe on a scale of deserving and not deserving, lean towards not deserving, still showing that level of respect for these young ladies allows them to grow, to know they can then expect that. So that's what I think is missing in terms of being taught those things. Sheldon agrees. That's why he's getting another drink.
You got the thumbs up for me.
There you go. All right. Trying not to miss your guys' comments. Dambria's getting on here saying amen. Rochelle says exactly how important it is for so many reasons. And Rochelle says also that was my answer too. Yeah, I'm glad you're joining me on that one, because I think people are scared to admit it, especially if, see what happens is if enough people fucked up in their life so much that they become adverse to hearing truths, meaning they've done enough fucking up and ruined, say, certain opportunities for themselves. They hate to admit then that they made a mistake, because then that hurts. So they don't want to admit it. Like, for example, living your whole life and you find yourself 50 years old making terrible financial choices, and now you're getting sick and maybe hurt or dying, or your health is going down the hill and you haven't made good health choices. You really regret it then. But I think it's important that we, I guess it's a bad example, but I think it's important that we press it ahead of time, you know, the importance of these things. And I think our relationships with others in a sexual sense is just as important, if not more, because it signals a lot to, you know, well, I'll leave it at that. I think, like I said, about being a father is that it's incredibly important that I lead that way, especially in my family. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's, even the way I treat, you know what's been most useful for raising my daughter in this sense is having Evan. Because she gets to see the expectations I put on him and the way that he treats her, in his character and his behavior, right? In his the way he gets to show her respect and support her, right?
They're good kids, though.
Yeah, and I've really been able to utilize the relationship between me and him for her to see what to expect from us as men.
If you see other families, though, that they don't have that.
A lot don't. You're right.
You know,
Most don't.
They don't.
Yeah, my kids actually, when they make good friendships with others and they see their relationships with their families, that's when, as they've gotten older, that's when they come out to me and start thanking me.
I love your kids. You got great kids, Josh.
They are. They're wonderful. You do too.
You did a good
You
job.
do too. Rue is an incredible
I have
person.
no idea how I did that, but,
I do. I know.
but yeah, I feel lucky.
Because you're a kind-hearted person, that's why. And you're hardworking. And that's what, I think that's really what a young lady needs, is to see a father who would kill and die for her and also prove it along the way. And you've done that. So that's good. That's wonderful. It's great. Actually, it's our job at the highest level.
I love my daughter.
Congratulations, Shelly.
Thank you.
She's a wonderful lady.
She is. I love her to death.
And she always has been, too. That's cool. You started it off right and finishing strong.
You're her favorite.
She loves me. Maybe because we're alike.
Oh, Joshy.
She does love me. It's so cute.
Oh, Josh.
I haven't seen her in a while, though, so. Rue,
Fucking old.
hopefully you still love me.
She's old and big.
This is a weird question. Do
You
you,
got a lot of fucking questions.
do you, these, we're getting to the end. So if you guys have been on here for a
I
while,
like the video ones we did.
let's just keep going. So do you have to experience doubt before you can reach certainty? I don't know how to answer that. This is really, really weird.
Next
Sorry.
question.
Yeah, do you have to experience doubt before you can reach certainty? Boxers, briefs, or commando?
I know what you do.
Do you?
You're commando.
That's commando, right?
I'm a briefer.
Yeah, don't do that shit. Lame. Are you single this week?
Me? This week. Is that you asking?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you?
This is us. Me?
Yes.
Hell yeah. All the way, baby.
You're single.
All the way. Hold on.
I am single.
Are you?
I am. Afraid so.
Are you single this week?
I like that.
Yes. Answer is yes.
Okay. Next question.
What will you never change your mind about? I got a lot. I got a lot. You know, before we answer this, I'm going to read some of these.
Liking Biden.
Dangerous. Wait, you like him now?
Liking Biden.
Jesus. I wish I was taught not to go out with what society expects of women and sex. Women's needs and desires are just as important as a man's. Women are not meant to be just men's playthings. That's 100% true. I always think of these statements and people sharing those things as if it was something my daughter was saying, and if I agree or disagree. But I definitely agree with that. I think that's very important to learn. Brody Jade says, "Cheers to awesome dads. You are looking at two of the world's best dads right here." Just don't ask our kids.
Yeah, don't.
Danbury says, "Dads are the best. Only man in my life that's reliable, dependable, and will go to war for me is my father." That's awesome. That's really cool. Good job, Pops.
Yeah, he seems like a cool cat.
Mm-hmm.
I saw those videos. They're out there shooting guns and shit.
Good. Bust a fucking cap.
I want to go shoot. I guess he has a 50 cal.
Yeah.
A 50
Let's
cal.
go. I'll put it here for you. I got you. I got you.
I guess he has a 50 cal. I would love to shoot.
Nice.
And
I would too.
He sounds like my type of dude.
Lenore says, "Yes, both of you guys single." Yes, both of you guys single. She's like saying it like, "Yes, both of you guys single." That's my best female voice possible. Yes.
Yes.
Do you think that's what Lenore sounds like?
No.
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 Lenore's she's
like
going to call in.
I would like to hear her voice.
Yeah, she can call in and be like, "Yes." Hi guys. Hi. Okay, let's go here.
We move like that. How can you be?
Don't try to read too deep into it. Oh, that's funny. Christy says, "I'm not a chew toy, but I'm a snack." Okay. Well,
fucking no.
you know, everybody's got their own way of seeing it. Maybe not be our ways of seeing it, but yeah, everybody's got their own way. Okay, so let's get to the next question. We're getting to the end here, so this is good. Sheldon, I've overstayed our welcome.
Oh, yeah.
So the question was, what will you never change your mind about?
I don't like that one.
I do. I will never change my mind about how important human life is, ever. I'll never change that. I will never change my mind about how important my role is to my family and to myself.
There you go. That's a good one.
Yep. I'll never change my mind about my expectations of the expectations I have of others and how to treat me and yeah, I guess that's it. How to treat me. I'm not going to change that.
To be there for the kids, I never changed my mind.
So that's pretty much it. Okay, here's another one. My character. So like, what will you never change your mind about? I'm never going to be okay with being the kind of person who can't control my actions to a high level. I'll never be okay with that. To find myself under the influence of drugs and alcohol to such a degree that I can't control it. Anger and rage, lust and desire, fatigue, failure, or depression, whatever you want to call these things, these characteristics that drive you, bring you down or become your demise. I will never allow those things. I'll never accept that.
I have been there.
Yeah, so I'll never change I'm never going to get, I will never get to a place, here's a good one. I will never get to a place where I'm 40, 50, 60 years older plus going, yeah, you know, I used to run around when I was young too, like you kids, but now it's my time just to sit under the tree. I see so many people do that in their lives and then they retire to expire. I won't do that. So those are some of my non-negotiable.
I like that chew toy snack. Fucking.
Yeah, I guess that's she doesn't like to be chewed on. Well, some women may differ. What's a tattoo that you will never do again?
I'm sure that's your question.
Let's see. What's a tattoo you will never do again?
I know mine.
I'll never do a Confederate flag again.
No? Well, a swastika.
I've never done one, but I would never do a Confederate flag, unless somebody were able to show me exactly why it is that I'm wrong about this. But the Confederacy was never wanting to be the United States of America, and I'm a very much a USA kind of guy. I wish I had my button. America, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is it right here? Can I do this?
I'll never do a tramp stamp.
I wonder if I can do this. Just kind of like sub play it. Is this working? Nope. Still not playing. My sound effects aren't playing through the computer for some reason. America. Okay, so what we never change our mind about. What's the tattoo you will never do again? Confederate flag. That's one. That's probably it. What one tattoo you wished you never did? None. Except for the girl that I ripped open with a fucking single needle when I turned that bitch up and just ripped right across her arm.
Whoa.
Like a razor blade.
Is that where you ripped her?
She was into biting. What's your biggest flaw? My biggest flaw? I will let you guys. You know what? I'm going to end this stream and we'll never join another one again unless you guys answer. Okay? Putting on the spot all 15 of you, 16 of you. What is my biggest flaw? I will do my best to admit that truly as much as I can. But Sheldon, I'll let you go first. What is my biggest flaw?
Your biggest flaw.
Yeah, you know I love to hear this shit.
Flaw.
What is my biggest flaw?
I'm not sure.
Not physical. That's not good. We don't have to get physical, guys. No, it's fine if it's physical too. I'm kind of goofy.
I don't know.
What's my biggest flaw? Flaw. It's such a weird word. It sounds like a sound. Flaw. What's my biggest flaw?
I don't know.
What's your biggest flaw? Let's see if anybody's going to answer. You guys, I'm going to literally never. I'm shutting it down. You got to answer. Somebody give me something. What's my biggest flaw? Let's be specific. What's my biggest flaw regarding what we're doing here, like live streaming or content creation?
Nothing's ever good enough.
You think that's a flaw?
I don't know. That's the only thing I think of.
Okay. What do you mean by nothing's ever good enough?
Like you're always striving to be better.
Right, but that doesn't mean things aren't good enough. It just means I appreciate the opportunity as a human to. It's like having a Lamborghini. I don't have to have a Lamborghini to feel good.
I can't name a fucking flaw.
That's what I mean. It's hard because it's not necessarily a flaw. Like, I want a Lamborghini, and people say, like, why do you need a Lamborghini? I'm like, dude, I'm really not even a fancy guy, but I want a Lamborghini because to me, it's a symbol of
What's the definition of flaw?
something flawed. Think about if this glass is flawed. There's something in it that's just not quite exactly. It's got a little chip in it, a little chipperoo, some chippy. Something a little chippy about me.
It's hard to get a hold of.
Okay.
You can't fucking call you.
I'm exclusive.
Fuck,
I'm
I don't
exclusive.
know. I don't know. Let other people answer.
Yeah.
I want to see what the girls say.
Okay, so Casey says I have no answer to that because you haven't displayed any to me so far. Rochelle says, "Damn, that's rough." I think.
Oh, look at Shelly.
I can't think of any. She's being so sweet. I love you, sis.
That's a sister.
Yeah. Danver says biggest flaw is talking to people for 2 hours after your scheduled appointment. Wait.
No.
Yeah, that can happen. You know what? She's got a point. One of my biggest flaws.
Keeping me up hours after the show.
No flaw, totally intentional. No, but one of my flaws. It's a good point, and I'm glad Danver brought this up because it's something I have to work on, and I've made an oath to myself to work on this, and I've been in the process of it. So I knew opening a tattoo shop and having a front door and access to me would be very difficult for me because I like solitude and so I like to be exclusive. I'm not interested. I don't like parties. I don't like big groups of people. You know that. Like I'm just not interested in it.
You like parties of two?
Yeah, a party of two, please. So, check, please. So, yeah, one of my flaws though is that when I know a conversation or a situation or attention have gone too far, like a stay has been, a welcome has been overstayed, then my ability to, what? So you say physical? What does that mean? Oh, physical is your teeth, so you say? I don't know exactly what that means. So you say? So I say?
Oh,
I mean, I've admitted that many times. I got goofy teeth. I'm gangly, a little bit hairy. No, but listen,
your ears.
one of my flaws, yeah, that's a flaw.
There
Definitely.
you go.
I agree.
Big ass ears.
Big old ears. So, but one of my flaws characteristically, I said to leave the physical part out of this because there's so many of
Well, I
those.
can't think of anything.
Well, that's good. But I don't mind. Physical ones are fine. I don't mind that. But my point is that I know I allow certain conversations, certain dialogues, certain communication between certain people, like walking into the shop and talking to me for 30 minutes. I should have cut that shit off sooner because I got someone waiting in my chair. And I got to get better at that, right? I mean, I've gotten good at like hinting, but not everybody's good at picking up cues. And so I'll find myself like literally the other day, it took me 4 hours to start my tattoo. That's,
Well, I see that, but not.
it's not
I
consistent.
don't see you talking to people. I see you just fucking interacting, doing whatever you
Sure.
do, and postponing it a little off. Like
A little's fine, but every once in a while it's excessive.
But when I come in, you don't fucking bullshit with me. You know what I mean?
So it's usually a timing thing. Like if somebody comes in super early, this is how the day went. I started the tattoo, I started the design, and we changed it mid-design. In the meantime, somebody came in to talk to me about a tattoo. So that took 20 minutes. And then I sat down to stencil the thing, put it on, decided we're going to get going. And then somebody else came in and started talking to me. And I was ungloved, standing up, getting ready. So I was kind of there. And so we got so, dude, we were there till like 9, 10 o'clock at night, and we should have been done by like 6.
Who was?
Me and the client. So, but people just kept coming in, and it just so many things distracted me. And a flaw of mine isn't that I get distracted or that distractions happen, but that I allow it to happen longer than it should. Because I know there's this moment that it's clear I should cut this off.
He's a talker, people.
For sure. And what's funny about that is, you know what people do to me?
Once you get him going, especially on a topic that he fucking enjoys,
But what's interesting,
it's done.
but what I'm saying is that when people come in and expect me to give them my time when I'm working, and it takes away from the client that I'm with, or even my time with my kids. If I decide to have a conversation, then that's different, right? If we're sitting there tattooing and I'm talking to you the whole time, that's totally different. But if somebody else is coming in, it's not their appointment. They're not making an appointment. They're not dropping off deposits. They're just being friendly, kind, or stopping in the local tattoo shop. But you don't distract me at all. Like, you're not distracting, where other people will come and talk to me about the new motorcycle they want to buy and how their wife was this. And I'm like, dude, I got shit to do. When that happens 4 times in a day, that's an hour's worth of time at least.
What about bugging the people in your chair that you're tattooing?
That doesn't bother me.
No.
No, that's totally fine. It's when I have, look, if I'm with somebody, like right now, this is between me and you. This is between me and you and the audience and everybody having fun. I like this, right? If people kept trying to distract me and I was getting knocks at the door and my phone wasn't on silent and all these things, that would bug the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Right? And it's probably true for a lot of people. So I really actually have to force
That's why
myself.
Nobody knows where this place is.
Yeah, and I'm glad. Same with my house. Like, I don't. Yeah,
Some Sheldon showed up halfway show.
that was all planned, and I love it. And you're welcome anytime. But yeah, it just I got to learn how to cut that off because people will be very unproductive and waste your time, and you just have to be honest with them. So I got to work on that. That's my flaw. There you go. And my teeth. I would love to have nice, straight, perfect teeth. That'd be great, but maybe one day. I don't care. I really don't care that much, but it would be cool.
Makes you. It's you.
Yeah, exactly.
My brother.
Yeah, my bro.
My bro, you know, the fucking good looking one with tattoos and crooked teeth.
Yeah. What's funny is Christy said that's why you need a receptionist. And actually, one of the parts of the receptionist jobs is to protect my
Teeth?
No, to protect my time. That'd be cool. Protect his teeth. They're already so bad. Don't fuck them up anymore. No, but that is it. Actually, it's one of the things they need to do.
Receptionist.
Gosh. Yeah, that's funny.
No.
No, not the ears. Brody apparently likes the ears. No, the ears.
She must pull on them.
So Christy says it's confusion though that you're introvert when you're outrovert on the show. That's interesting that you say that because define an introvert and it's not an outrovert, it's an extrovert, but define an introvert and define an extrovert. Extroverts gain energy by being in public and surrounded by lots of people with plenty of distractions and attention. Introverts get drained in said occasions. Extroverts, when they're alone, solo, or by themselves, which oftentimes I'm obviously by myself in this room, I love conversations and dialogue, philosophy, and things like we talk about. But if I was in here with 20 people, it would be overwhelming and I would not enjoy it. I don't put myself in those situations. I can make the best of it, but I don't derive any sort of, I don't get energy from those environments. I lose energy. Whereas in these environments, especially controlled ones, and when it's just me and a client or one person, that's totally different. So that would be actually not just my definition, but that is a definition of extrovert and introvert. Your receptionist is going to need to be able to work that for you and plow you to chat if you want. I don't know what that means. Allow me, maybe, you mean? Oh, yeah. I'll let you correct it.
Mom must be watching.
That's funny. Oh, Mom. Happy birthday, Mom.
There you go, Mama.
So Dabir says he says he's an introvert, but he's so social and talkative person. I feel he's an extrovert and just doesn't want to admit it. Why would I care? I hate when people, actually, if you want to know something that annoys me, is actually that. Is when I let people know who I am and how to treat me. I cannot stand when they treat me otherwise. When I'm telling you, I don't like to be distracted. That I like it one-on-one, like, for example, tattooing. And that actually does irritate me. I'm not saying you're irritating me now, but what you're saying when people bring that up to me irritates the shit out of me. So I usually just cut those types of people out of my life, because if they don't want to respect me and the things I'm telling them, then they can kick rocks. Pun intended. A strength of yours is being so present that distractions irritate you. Some people are so distracted they can't finish one thing and sometimes even one thought. That's exactly true. People always want to take my time. I'm never asking to take theirs. They're joining me. And a lot of times they will literally blame me for being the one who talks a lot. But what's interesting is, well, let's say the dialogue in general. So maybe not a lot of people say very interesting things, which is why maybe people listen to me. Brody J says, do you know you and Henry Cavill have the same teeth? And you both have incredible smiles. Wow, how sweet. Winning. Winning. The guy who played the last Superman.
The buff dude.
Casey says, your biggest flaw is being late to your own live show. I do what I can with the gifts God gave me. I accept. Oh, man, that's funny. She started my love of... I don't know what that means. Sorry, Brody. Lost at that one. Okay, let's see if there's any more last questions, because this is like right at the end. I'll let you go, Shelly. Don't worry.
Let me go.
Here's the last question. What helps keep your ego in check? What helps keep... I don't keep my ego in check. I don't even like that philosophy whatsoever. I think, like I said, too many people want to be nice and accepted, and they don't want to be looked at as potentially... Because, see, when you're the kind of guy I am, people mistake you for arrogant. People mistake you for conceited, cocky. People mistake you for lots of things, and I accept, because the world isn't always ready for it, and I'm fine with that. But yet, at the same time, the things I display, most people always admit that they wish they had. Not to me, like I wish I had what you have, but people will say it, that I wish I had more confidence. I wish I believed in myself more. I wish I had more positivity. I wish I had a better outlook on life. And then when they see it, well, why are you cocky? You're this. And I'm like, yeah, well, you fucking suck. And that's why you don't feel this way about yourself. Not everybody and not all of you watching, but I'm just saying, I don't keep my ego in check. I don't know. I just think it's one of those things to make you feel better, to feel so wholesome.
It's already in check.
Yeah,
You don't keep it. It's there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not important to me to worry about that. Because also you have to define ego, and most people don't know what the fucking ego is. They egotistical, and ego in a classic sense, but the identity of oneself in that classic sense of what an ego is, I don't need to keep it in check. Not at all. I build the life I want, and if people want to participate, then there we go. Danbury says, I love physical flaws. It's what makes us unique and beautiful. Yeah, if we were all exactly the same and perfect, that would be quite robotic and boring.
Fuck, I'm beautiful then.
Casey says, your ego looks good on you.
You.
You know what, Shelly?
I don't got it.
I know what your flaw is.
I don't have an ego.
Should we talk about it?
About what?
Should we bring up your flaw?
Sure.
You have one.
Okay.
You have a really big one.
Go ahead.
Actually, you know what's funny that you say this, because it's a good place to be truthful in admitting it. Your biggest flaw is typically going to be also related to what?
Tell me.
Your biggest strength.
Okay.
Like that's your big, whatever your
So
big.
what's my biggest strength?
What would you say it is? Just out of curiosity. What is the thing you have that's like monumental? Everybody can see it just by watching you,
I get along with everybody.
and you have a kind heart.
Okay.
You're gentle. So for as burly and dangerous as you are, you're a very gentle, kind person.
That's my flaw.
Absolutely. Do you think it is?
I guess it could be. Yeah.
When does it become a flaw to you? Like when do you experience it maybe being something that becomes your flaw?
People take advantage.
And
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
And people take advantage of your kindness.
So that can become a flaw, right?
You can.
So I think whatever your flaw is, like what Danbury was bringing up earlier, and what we've been talking about with me is, I think one of my biggest flaws is the conversations I allow myself to have that are unproductive, because I do love conversations that are productive, and I have to know the difference. So one of my greatest strengths, I believe, is storytelling and sharing. Right? That's what I believe about myself. It's my life's experience. Everything about it tells me that I've been a messenger since the beginning of time, and here I am. So I accept, but I also have to know that it comes with the potential danger, right? The double-edged sword is what it is. The Achilles heel, it's your strength, but it's also your ultimate weakness. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think that's true. Everybody can inventory themselves or the people they love right now and find what their greatest strength is. Typically is related to also their biggest flaws. So that's a good way to put it, actually. Really great way to put it. If I do say so myself, which I do say so myself. Casey says Sheldon's shyness. Man, I think it's adorable. But I guess it could be. Yeah, I guess it could be. But tell me it's not adorable.
I do. Yeah, I see it.
I think it's fucking adorable. And
Whatever.
everybody that brings it up is always like, he's so adorable. It's just, they love it, dude. No, I'm not going to tell you what they say in the shop sometimes.
It's annoying.
Yeah, that's funny. David says, I'm proud to admit I do suck. Well, I'm not going to go any further into that.
At what?
Rochelle's saying compassion. I don't know if she's relating it to you or to if this is one of her flaws or not.
I love Shell.
Casey says, definitely has a big heart. 100%, Shelly. That's like as true as it can be. So we had a good night. This was fun. Maybe next time we'll do a video review and we don't have to answer a bunch of hard questions. Sheldon doesn't like being put on the spot
I don't like questions.
at all. Flaw number 2. Doesn't like questions.
There's my flaw. There's my flaw.
I hope you guys had fun tonight. I know I had fun tonight. The cigar was great. Thank you so much for the gifts. You guys, thank you so much for your attention time and your interaction. You know I appreciate it. I love it. I always look forward to it. Thanks for letting me relax and hang out with you guys, get some insight. The questions, always thank you for the questions. Miss Star Question Asker person on Facebook, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You guys are rad. I hope you guys got something out of tonight. I hope you get something out of every night. I know I do, and it is our interaction. And just to see wonderful people. So Rochelle says, since Shelly is single this week, let's hear what his dream girl would be. Okay. We're trying to get off, not off. We're trying to jump off this live stream, and now she's getting you into the depths, the darkness of the big Shelly bear.
Shelly, you're my dream girl, Shelly.
There we go. That'd be weird, Shelly and Shelly. Brody Jade says, do a try not to laugh with joke. LOL.
That's what, yeah.
We should do one of those.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I would.
Okay.
Because that shit is funny.
Try not to laugh. That's interesting. I think there's like whole videos.
So I'll make my jokes, and you make yours.
Okay.
And we'll fucking sit here and
You
talk.
want to?
I would love to.
Yeah. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a joke for you.
We got to do it with a drink in her mouth.
Let's see who
See
wins.
spits. Yeah,
Oh
see who
shit.
spits.
Sheldon, why did the monkey fall out of the tree?
Tell me.
Because he died. You're not supposed to laugh. You laughed like pretty quickly.
No, because it's dumb.
Okay, you go. Let's just do a little quick test round before we jump off here.
Dude, you know how I am on the spot?
Yeah, but tell me any joke. You've told me some pretty fucked up ones lately.
I can't think of it. I got some on my phone, probably.
You have so many jokes, it's not even funny.
It is funny.
Casey said spicy jokes.
Mm.
Do you know why women have...
Oh, if you fall down a driveway, you can't blame anybody else because it's your own ass fault. Asphalt.
Am I allowed to smile?
Tell me that ain't a fucking good one.
It's your own asphalt. Okay, I dig it. No, I really do like that.
Okay. Why'd the chicken cross the road? To get to the idiot's house. Knock, knock.
Wow.
Knock, knock.
Not falling for it. That's pretty
All right,
good.
Never mind.
That's pretty good. Knock, knock. Who's there?
What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? You can't hear an enzyme.
This is going to be like impossible, especially if you start laughing.
I'm gonna laugh at them all.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this. This is in your notes?
I put them in there because I love them.
Sheldon, this whole time I just thought you were like the best joke rememberer.
I can't remember jokes.
And then
That's why I wrote
you're
it
in your
down.
notes. This is crazy.
What do you call two lesbians in the closet? The
Liquor cabinet. I have heard that one.
All right, we're done.
Do you know why gay guys always get stuck in natural disasters?
Stuck.
Yeah,
That sounds dirty already.
because they're always so busy packing their shit. They never get out. Do you know what the difference is? This is one of my favorite ones. I'm just going to say it. What is the difference between a gay man and a freezer?
Oh, I've already heard this one.
Don't laugh. Ready?
Go ahead.
Freezers don't fart when you pull meat out of them.
There you go.
It's disgusting. Sorry, guys. I really had to go there because it's one of my absolute favorite ones. Actually, a sailor told me that joke.
What's faster, lesbian or gay guy?
Lesbian. They're lickety split.
They're lickety split, and the gay guy's always packing his shit.
There you go. That's it. All right, guys, that concludes our episode. I can't even end it on that. We're going to have to do a little something else for like a second. Yeah, so we're going to do an episode maybe where we're doing the Try Not to Laugh. I have a couple drinks, some stogies, you guys, and that's it. Okay, sorry for the vulgar experience here at the end, but, you know, you guys, it's just how it works. This is Artistic Freedom, episode 62, Joshua A. Farmer, Clovis, California, 93612. What's up? Love you. Appreciate you. Sheldon, any last words?
Bye, peeps.
Bye, peeps.